Hello, everyone, and welcome to week 3. It's Thursday. We've got a lot of minor league baseball we're going to bring you. I'm your host, Danny B, here with my co host, a guy who should join the sim team if he wants to do things. It's Mike.
Yes, I should just join up and just join the broadcast team. So I have indeed decided to do that. This will, of course, be my first ever time on the broadcast team, and let's hope I know what I'm doing.
Ooh, apparently we're so loud.
We are. Well, I probably am because that's just how I am. But anyway, hello again. Trolling aside, hello again, PBE. How we doing? How's your teams doing? Some of you good, some of you bad.
Is the sound better? I just dropped us by a little bit. You'll have to let me know in the chat, Mike, if you want to say some words too.
Yeah, I like to say some words. The words I'd like to say is that
Good
we
shit.
have got a good slate of games for you guys tonight, and that slate of games is as follows: Kansas City, Dallas. I almost said South Bend because I'm up here in Indiana. San Bernardino and Chicago, Amarillo and Kingston, Kashima and Cancun, and Anchorage and the Lemurs of Louisville. So we got a bunch of minors games tonight and one majors game that might count as minors at this point.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say it, but I can't argue.
And
Uh,
no, that's not directed at Kashima, that's directed to Cancun. Because let's be honest, could Cancun beat a minors team? I say no.
Kashima's on their way up. I think next season they will not be getting the first overall
Well,
pick.
well, they won't be getting the first overall pick because this year either, because we have those things called expansion teams, Danny.
That's true. Fair. Fair. But without further ado, I'm gonna press this button, which is nice and fun. You guys want to see something cool? It's like my favorite thing. Yeah, look at that. That's fun. Oh, who put that bear there?
Ooh, Danny has basic streaming skills now, guys.
I
Good job,
do.
Danny.
I'm moving on up.
Although, did you have these last time? Had you developed these skills and talents
I
before?
did. I debuted them last time. Always,
Oh,
always
okay.
want to give a shout out to 209 Tacos, who comes up with pretty much all the graphics you see on stream. Although actually, I think that one in particular we stole from PBE Rewind. I think probably 209 Tacos
Really?
made it for them. But yeah, that's their transition. I just stole it. I said, why not?
Hey, speaking of transitions, Danny, to transition back to us for a second, and I'm sorry I didn't point this out before the stream starts. There's something you could do that would greatly help me in this venture of us
All right,
broadcasting.
all right. What is that?
Sharing the stream
Oh,
so I
yes,
can see. Please and thank you.
you got it. I'm here for it.
Thank you,
Uh,
buddy.
and while you get situated, we are rather starting our day with a quick sim all. This is
Yep.
an off day, so we'll actually be starting our stream off by advancing the day. And since this is a minors centered stream, we will start off our days with the minor league box scores. So without further ado, the Kingston Mounties get on the road, head from Canada to Louisville.
Wait. You said, did you say the first day was an off day? Wait, what did you just say?
Well, we were still on yesterday. We were still on the 16th.
No, we're not. We're on the 18th, Danny.
But there were no scores. I checked both leagues.
Well, it says Wednesday, July 18th, which should be
You're
the
right.
Kansas City game.
Uh,
So yesterday was an off day.
I guess so. So I guess we're headed right. You're right. I guess we're headed right into. It says quick sim all. Usually they're denoted as off days.
Well, no, none of them got because the schedule maker didn't denote them.
Got it. Well, that's no problem. That makes my life easier, and we get to head right into you. I'm really glad you caught that. Because
Yeah, I was
I
like,
was just gonna blow through it.
wait.
We do have the
This is
rate. Kansas City, Dallas. This is what we want. Okay. Excuse
yep.
our mental fumble bumble here. I'll go ahead and do a
Well,
well
no, that was
deserved.
your mental fumble
Yes,
bumble. That was
this is a
my mental
Danny B
shark.
fumble bumble on the stream.
Yes, yes. Come on, you're getting outshone by a rookie. What's wrong with you?
Always, eternally. Although Danny B is not getting
Uh,
outshone by rookies this year, but that's not what we're here to talk about. Do you have the stats pulled up? You want me to read them off?
All right, and as I get situated here in Discord and hopefully stop my voice from lagging a little bit, here Kansas City and Dallas. Kansas City headed on the road to face the Dynamos. Casey Tam and Maverick Smoltz, the wily vet Casey Tam against the wily rookie Maverick Smoltz, who's having really a better year than you really would think as a rook. 7-3 record, a 3.42 ERA, and a 1.31 WHIP. Actually, better than Tam. He's 6-2, a 3.99 and a 1.41. Smoltz has been the Hepcats' most consistent pitcher. And they're both around the same record, 37-29 for the Hepcats, 36-30 for the Dynamos. And since the divisions don't matter anymore this year, this is a particularly big series, even though we are somewhat still nestled into the chest of the year. We haven't worked our way towards the end yet, but we are nestled deep into the PBE season now, and we will see what these two teams do going forward. But this could very well be a playoff matchup. Hepcat's best defensive team in the PBE so far, first in defensive efficiency, zone rating, and the least amount of errors. And the big bat for Dallas, Giannis Krustis, 19 homers, 59 RBIs, hitting 340 with a 992 OPS. Your big hitter for Kansas City is probably Weedham Boys at the top, hitting 336 with an 883 OPS. There is not a lot of power up and down this Kansas City lineup. The only real power to speak of is Junichi Kaneda with 10 bombs there, but everybody's hit a kind of a small smattering of those. And really, for Kansas City, it's the rookies that's going to win and lose them ball games. A lot of young ones in that lineup. For the Dynamos, well, their lineup is most of their strength, or at least it should be. A lot of these guys are longtime veterans of the minors at this point, been around a season or two, and is a part of that huge S23 class. And you'd have to say anything other than a World Series before that class winds up graduating would be a giant disappointment for Dallas and management, who put everything into the basket of that one class and said, like, look, we want to have a window here where we are like one of the best teams. They couldn't have seen San Bernardino coming, but it's like, look, we're going to be the best team here. So let's just do that. And we're going to have all these first round picks, and we're going to amass all this talent, and we don't care the price we pay for it. Now, that's great if you win a World Series or two. Here's the problem if you don't.
And I do want to say before we get into this game, I want to thank I'm going to butcher this name, but Astamagian, Astamagian, who provided us these stats today. Appreciate it as always.
And by the way, Teapot, you who is in a Twitch chat, one hello. Seems like you might be new to the stream. So basically, we let the computer run the sim itself, but you do tasks and earn what we call TPE and money, and that's how you make your player better. You make your player better, and then we shove it into the sim. And the teams have general managers who like put the lineups together and pick up the players and draft the players and such.
And then 4 times a week we stream, about 10 days worth of games. Season lasts about 4 weeks, so we have 1 week playoff and a 1 week off season. So we go through a season about every 6 weeks, and you really get to see your player grow through all those seasons.
Mm-hmm.
It's a ton of fun. I think there's a bunch of links in the chat if you feel like checking it out. If you need any help creating a player, our rookie Discord, people on there just love helping out new players. They love answering questions and bringing people into our community here. So feel free to join that Discord and create a player.
And I mean, the whole league would, but Danny and I, as minors GMs, would certainly love to see you possibly join one of our squads,
For sure.
either the Hepcats or the Brew City Bears. And thanks for finding us. So without further ado, Danny, I got my stats and info out of the way, and I think we have Teapot explained at least to some small degree, and I think we can go ahead and go into the game.
And away we go.
So let's head to Dallas, Texas. And here's Weed and Boys to face Casey Tam. 85, now 86 innings, 38 earned runs, 35 walks, 66 strikeouts. Strikeout to walk ratio isn't the worst thing in the world, especially for a minors player. A sub 4 ERA isn't the worst thing in the world either. Here's Tommy Caruso hitting 332 after Weed and Boys grounds out to start the ballgame. What are you doing?
Just trying to get these.
Oh,
working.
you're
It
sorting.
bothered me on our last stream, and I meant to fix it, but here I am.
Well,
I figure
you
we'll
know
get
what?
this
We should
done on our first game
fix this
here.
after.
And away we go.
All right, 1-2 to Tommy Caruso. He strikes out looking. Got to get the bat off your shoulder. And here's Ernie Witt. Witt, I figured would have a much better campaign. I think a lot of people did. The 1-0 Witt puts into center field, and that's a runner on first base. For the really only true power bat in the lineup, it's Kaneda. 2-1 to Kaneda. Ground ball to third. That is botched over there on a hot corner by Bodnar. And it's first and second for Brian Benz. 2-1 to Benz, rolled into right field, not going to produce a run. And with 2 outs, Hepcats have the bases loaded for Rotowash with a mustache. 0-0 to Rotowash with a mustache. That is back in the middle for a base hit. Going to get past at short, and it is 1-0 Kansas City. 4 hits with 2 outs, and here is Chipper Slowking. First baseman in 262 on the year. Here's the 1-1 to Chipper. That one is into center field for a base hit. That is actually going to be a double off the wall. No, a triple off the wall. 4-0 Kansas City. 5 hits and 4 runs, all with 2 outs in the inning. And here is Santana Cruz. 2-1 to Cruz, bouncer to first base, and Dustin Parmley. The Indianapolis Apex farmhand steps on first. That's the end of the inning, but Kansas City gets 4 with 2 away, and they lead 4-0 as Maverick Smoltz takes the mound. An even 100 innings pitched, although that's 103rd now. 25 walks, 75 Ks, and a 3.41 ERA. He retires Jebediah Crunk and Matthew Edwards. Here's Giannis Krustis. 2-1 to Krustis. This is into right field. Going to get down right over there in front of Benz. And now here's Parmley. Hitting 304 with 7 home runs. 1-2, Parmley into the air, caught easily out in center field by Tommy Caruso. And that'll end the Dallas inning. So they get 1 hit, but can't match the Hepcats so far. Here is Bautista into right, and that is caught. Here's Weed and Boys again. 1-1. Oh, and he's plunked by Casey Tam. Dem Boys, 37 stolen bases so far. Probably going to see him off here as the lefty Caruso comes back. And the 1-1 to Caruso, that's going to get put into center field. Dem Boys is racing for third. He is going to get there safely. They cut for second base. And here is Witt. 0-0 to Witt. First, we're going to have Caruso steal second base. He's safe. Would I be surprised if they loaded the bases? No, I wouldn't. They're not going to, and Witt's going to just put a single into right. That's going to score a run. It's 5-0. And now with ducks at a pond and Wood away, here is Kaneda. The 1-1 to Kaneda. This is lofted lazily up into left. Oh, actually, no, that came down suddenly. Caught it third. And now here's Benz into right center field. That ball is gone. Brian Benz, a 3-run bomb, and it is 8-0 Kansas City, and they are laying it on. Casey Tam has got to come out of the ballgame now. The ERA has risen nearly a point. And he's gone. Jared Barton's in. So a bad day for Tam. 8 runs, all of them earned. And that is not the way Dallas wants to start the day. They get Rotowash out, but we are in blowout land in game 1 of this series, which should have been, or the thought was going to be a good series. Caden Kalian is going to get on first base.
It's early still.
As Multi gives up his second hit. Hepcats were not at all ready for him to steal second. Here's the 0-2 to struck him out. Not going to get on there. And here is Mr. Juice Bruce. 0-0 to Bruce. Steal third. Yes, indeed. So Kalen picks up 2 stolen bases in good spot to try and get a run. Although Juice Bruce striking out, Smoltz's second, is not going to do that. And here is Barry, who's been cold. 0-1 to Barry. That's a pass ball. And Kalen showing off the wheels. Gets from first to second and then to third. All on stolen bases. And then comes home. Here's the 2-2 to Barry, lofted lazily into the infield, and that is an out. So it's 8-1. Dallas gets one back, but they're still down 7. So top 3 here is Slocum again. 2-0 to Chipper, driven into right field. Easy catch coming for Edwards, and it is. And now here's the 0-0. First pitch, Santana Cruz, and that is into left. A screaming Mimi, that's a single. 2-0 Dillos over BCB on the out of town. Louisville and Kingston 3-1 there. Louisville's got the bases loaded. San Bernardino and SCSS 2-0, and Chicago Anchorage 0-0 as We Dem Boys goes into right center field, and that ball is gone. 10-1 rather. Kansas City. 2 bombs in a ball game for a team that doesn't have a lot of those, and they have scored an even number of runs in the first 3 innings, and that's not good. Tommy Caruso bouncer to on to Parmley. There's the end of the inning, but not before a We Dem Boys 2-run bomb. We'll see it in the bottom of the 3rd. All right, here we are in said bottom of the 3rd. Here is Bodnar. He's just now hitting for the first time. Kansas City's hit through on their 3rd time. There's Jebediah Crunk. He hits his 2nd time and gets one into left field, and Crunk standing on first base. Also a big stolen base guy. 2-0 pitch to Edwards is a lazy one into center field. Nice range from Caruso. He gets over to get it, and now here's Krustis. 0-1 to Giannis. Backing up at short is them boys. Just a little flip to second there. Inning over. Top 4 we go. Louisville capitalized for 2 runs there, but Kingston's threatening to score in Lemurland. 3-2 Barton to Witt. Witt struck out after 2 for 2 so far, and here is Kaneda. 2-1, Junichi pops up and out. And here is Benz, who's got a homer in this game. 1-0. Bouncer to third, first, got him out. Finally, clean inning for Dallas. Jared Barton settling in. And Smoltz faces Parmley, who's going to ricochet this one off the right center field fence. And this is going to be a double to start the inning. Smoltz has gotten into trouble and allowed a base runner in every inning, but it hasn't hurt him so far. Well, Caden Kalen is on first base, or hasn't hurt him much so far, I should say. 1-0, third, second, first, round the horn we go. 5-4-3 double play. Juice Bruce walks, 2 walks in the inning for Smoltz. Here's 3-2 to Andrew Barry, who's going to walk. So Smoltzy walks him loaded, and here comes Bodnar. 1-2 to Bodnar, pulled the first. Tap on the bag by Slocum, and the inning is over. So again, working out of big time trouble. And we go to the Kansas City 5th. 2-2 now to Rotowash with a mustache, who will just loop this one. That's the second one this game that's just got looped right over Parmley's head. And Rotowash is on first base. The 1-0 to Chipper Slocum, hard hit in the center. Caught easily. Now here's Cruz. 0-2 to Santana Cruz off into left field. This is caught easily by Krustis, who's having an MVP type season. 1-0 to Vladimir Bautista. Don't need the ow in there, but this has been an ow kind of game for Dallas. Halfway through, it's 10-1 Kansas City in Perpetual Park. Sure, for Dallas fans, this game feels perpetual. As Crunk strikes out, Smoltz is third of the game. You don't usually see him walk as many guys as he K's, just not having a good day. Dribbler back up the middle gets behind it. Boys, here's Krustis. 341, 19 bombs, 59 ribbies. He's going to line out right to first base. Good reflexes by Slocum. Parmley strikes out, and down they go. Let's go top 6 and Kansas City. And We Dem Boys going to walk on down to first base. We'll see if he tries to steal. Not going to need to steal, as Tommy Caruso is going to ground into a fielder's choice. Now he's on first. There's a wild pitch to Ernie Witt, which will get Caruso to second base. Here's the 1-0 now to Witt. Bouncer to second. On to first easily. 2 outs. Here is Kaneda with a runner on third. Kaneda grounds out. Let's go bottom 6. Kansas City hasn't scored since the 3rd. Dallas hasn't scored since the 2nd. Smoltz still in there to face Kalen. This is into left field. That ball is gone. Now is easily read right off the baseball bat. That's a bomb. And it is 10-2, and Smoltz's pitches is getting up there. He's at 91. Might be time to bring in that bullpen here pretty soon. Maybe not now, though. Here's 2-2 to him. That is into third. Now it might be time to bring in the bullpen. That's another single. 7 hits now on the day allowed by Smoltz. Juice Bruce flies into center field. That is caught easily. And here's Barry. 1-2 to Andrew. Barry struck him out. It's Jimmy Smithers now the side armor in. A 5.71 ERA on the year in 17 and a third. 1-2 to Bodnar into center field, and Caruso misses it. This could be a run if they don't get it in quick enough, but they do. And now we see Jebediah Crunk. 2-2 to Crunk. That's another one that gets by Witt. God, Ernie Witt, a terrible day behind a plate. Has already letting 3 stolen bases and 2 wild pitches gone by. 3-2. That is back up the middle from Crunk, and it's 10-4. Good thing Kansas City scored all them early runs, because the defense, a great defense, has been leaky. Witt again getting stolen on. Just a horrid day behind the plate. 2-2 Edwards pops into left field. That nearly got out of here, but it didn't. Dallas makes 3 back. They're only down 6 as we go to the 7th. 3-2 Benz. Ground ball to second. First base. That's the first out. Here's Rotowash. 3-1 to Rotor. Little slow one. Can't get a handle on it. And Rotowash is on first base for Slocum. 2-2 to Chipper. Strikes out. And here is Santana Cruz. 1-1 to Cruz. That is, right by the third baseman, Bodnar. Barely got by the glove. And here is Batista. 1-0. Bodnar grabs it. Gets it to Vladimir. Or gets out Vladimir, rather. And it's stretch time. Let's go to the bottom of the 7th. Hope you all stretched out real good, because now here's Krustis, who stretches that one into center. 4 and out. Here's Parmley. 0-1. That is going to stretch and get up out of here, and it has been a bad start for the Kansas City bullpen. Although when you got 10 runs spotted for you, makes it much more comfortable. 10-5 the score now. This is quickly turning into a shootout. Just do they have enough? Here's the 1-2 to Caden Kalen, who had a homer his last time up. He will. Ground out. And here is person man up into left field, and that is caught easily. Top of the 8th we go. Dallas has 6 more outs if they want to get something done. They've been doing something, just not enough of something. San Bernardino about to win against SCSS. Anchorage up, although there is a runner on at second base with 1 out there in the 9th. As we're going to see them boys get on again, steal second, and then get to third on a bad throw from the catcher, Barry. Not a good day for the catchers here. Here's 2-2 to Tommy Caruso. Line drive. Oh, nice catch it short by Don't have to see a catcher make that play very often. Ernie Witt, second ribby of the day. It's 11-5, trying to make up for that defensive deficiency today. And now here's Kaneda. The 2-1 to Junichi, and that one is into left field. Single. Here we go for Benz, who's already got a 3-run bomb today. Benz 2 for 4, and Benz into right center field. Going to get caught, though. Not going to leave the yard. Although we do see Witt tag head to third for Rotowash. The 1-2 to Rotor. This is back up the middle, and it's going to be 12-5. First and second with 2 away here in the 8th for Slocum. Kansas City got 5 runs with 2 outs today. 2-2 to Chipper Slocum. Ground ball to Parmley, and that is it for the Kansas City 8th. 2 runs of insurance. Let's see if they needed it. Up 7 into the bottom of the 8th. Here's the 2-1. Juice Bruce pops this up a mile high. Smithers still in your ball game. Witz comes out and gets it. Now Smithers strikes out Andrew Barry. And here is Bodnar. Smithers still going. 3-2 to Bodnar. Checked up, and it was to his benefit. He walks on down to first base. Here's Jebediah Crunk. 2-2 to Crunk. Left field. Easy one. Should be for Rotowash, and it is. 9th time, and Dallas needs a miracle. 2-2 to Santana Cruz. Grimace McDonald down to the ballgame for Dallas. Cruz strikes out. Here is Batista. 2-2 to Batista. There you go. Strike out. And here is Dem Boys, who is 1 for 2 on the day. That's with all the walks. 0-1 lined into right. And now here is your make it or break it for this ball game. Kansas City looking to go 2 games up on Dallas in the playoff race. Tyler Cyrek comes into the ballgame, all-star reliever for the Hepcats. He walks Matthew Edwards. Krustis will fly out to right field. Parmley, Kalen, and is due up. Here's the 1-1 to Parmley. That's a base hit. Shot into right field. And now Kalen will get to come to bat. 3-2 to him. He strikes out looking. Can't do that in the ninth. And here is 2-2. Sprayed off into left field. If Roto Rush can get it in, they stop him from scoring. Bases loaded with 2 outs for Juice Bruce. 0-1 to Juice. Bouncer to third. Just going to go to second for the shortest route. And that is your ball game. 12-5 win for Kansas City. Multi-RBI games from everybody on Kansas City who did, in fact, drive in a run. That's Dim Boys and Witt and Benz, Rotowash and Slowking. Dallas got an RBI each from Crunk and Parmley and Kalen. Case Tam had your bad start. An inning and 2/3, 8 earned runs. Mavericks Smoltz 5 1/3, 2 earned. Smithers had 2 earned and 2 2/3, and your player of the game was Ernie Witt.
And if you left that one in the second, you didn't miss much.
No, you didn't. You really did not. All right, rest of the box scores here. Louisville and Kingston. And Louisville wins 6-2. They improved to 28 and 39. 2 RBI day from Ruben Ramirez, 2 RBI day and 2 walk and 2 hit day. Good day for Tex Walker. It was Wilson who got the loss. 3 1/3, 5 earned. Parley got the win. 5 2/3, 1 earned. Justy Parley is your player of the game, the starter for the Louisville Lemurs. San Bernardino, no real surprise here. They beat SCSS 3-1.
I think I know who player of the
Danny,
game
probably
is.
not as upset about this as he once have been.
Yeah, it still hurts.
Bungo Luolongo, 3 hits and 2 RBIs, your big performer with the bat. Harwell, the only real good performer for State College, 2 hits, a ribby and a walk. Other than that, whole lot of nothing happened there. Danny Sullivan, 9 3 on the year, 6 1/3, 1 earned. Keeler, 4 2/3, 3 earned. That's your starters on them sides. And Luolongo is your player of the game. Wheelers and Kingpins. Here's an important game for both sides, by the way, especially with Kansas City winning. Wheelers picked this up 3-2. Franco and Fisher each have a couple of hits, so destroy Dominic, who drives in 2 runs. Chicago gets 3 hits from Scary Terry, and not much else anywhere else. Busta Baxter, 5 2/3, 1 earned. Lemonade, 5 1/3, 3 earned. Busta Baxter, your player of the game. He really busted down that lineup. BCB and the Dillos, who are very surprisingly to me not doing well and have had the epic post All-Star break slump, kind of the one that Dallas had last year. It has infected the Dillos as now BCB beats them 5-4 on a big 7th inning. Big 7th inning, looks like it was probably something to do with Tuttle, Sosa, and Olsen, I'd have to say, considering they all have RBIs. They're right in the middle of the lineup. Pierre Monet, the ex-Hepcat, has a ribby. Looks like maybe a sac fly.
Yep.
And Roshi got the loss for the Dillos. 6 innings, 5 earned. Oil Can Boyd, 5 1/3, 2 earned. What an interesting name. Sacco the Taco is your player of the game. And Ruth Heater Ginsburg gets the win, by the way. Nice note for you there, Mr. B.
Love to see it.
Let's go to the bigs, boys. It is the old men that beat the New Orleans Rougarous. The Voy Boys get above 500. Hey, there you go. Get back up there for once. Bottom of the 10th, they walk it off. R.J. Menard, the walk-off solo bomb. He focused on power in the offseason. He focused so much on power, he made his bat much smaller, apparently. New York, 4 RBIs for Hard and Long offensively. And I guess we're going down to the pitching here. Sevart, 5 innings, 6 earned. Not a good start, but the bullpen picked him up. Brett Lamy gets the win, his 3rd on the year. Nakamura, 5 innings and 1 earned run, although it was Salchicha that got the loss, his 1st. Hard and Long, your player of the game. Apex and Aviators. OBX wins this one 7-2. Gonna want to keep an eye on Indy. They are on a fringe playoff spot. Izzy D'Alessio 3 hits in 5 at-bats. That's one of your better bats of this game, although it was Taylor Swift. Or is that Tyler Swift? I can't even remember.
Tyler. That one's Tyler.
Tyler Swift. Tyler Swift, 3 hits and came across to score twice. Indy Wise, nothing going on except for Winston. 2 hits there. Sherwin No Hands did, well, not use his hands. 5 earned runs in 5 1/3. Walker Cato continuing that Cy Young style season. 8 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. Walker Cato, your player of the game. Vancouver beats Kashima. So, like I said, watch Indy, Fringe Playoff. Watch Vancouver, Fringe Playoff. Sack Lodge, 2 hits. Toby McMuffin, 2 hits. Shadurmy had 2 RBIs and 2 walks. On the Kashima side, 7 hits, but it was Julio Ruiz who had 3 RBIs in this game. Alex Johnson, 7 innings pitched, 3 earned runs. Colby Kidd gets the W. Rolo, 5 1/3, 2 earned, one of his better starts of the year. St. Brown gets the blown save and Law gets the losses. Alex Johnson, player of the game. And the Stars beat the Sloths. Didn't need that run in the 9th, just did it for fun. 7-5 here is your score. Scott Poe, 2 hits and 3 RBIs. He's your big bat for San Antone. Zach Johnson, 3 hits, 1 RBI. Rose, 2 RBIs. Reeves, 3 as well. They just got him from Providence not that long ago. Taylor Johnson, 6 innings, 4 earned. And now Billy Greer, 4 2/3, 5 earned. That's your winner. And your loser, Blue Line Hall of Fame, your save. And player of the game is Scott Poe at the Treehouse in front of 57,000 rabid baseball fans. And they saw a good game. This, though, looks like it was not a good game. Boise wins 10-5 over Detroit. Boise.
Is there a team here we should watch for a Fringe playoff spot, you think?
Well, I don't know if Detroit is so much on the fringe, especially since you would expect maybe somebody to get that last spot, but I think Detroit might be in at this point. Raven Knox, 2 RBIs, but stacking paper, 2 RBIs as well. Boise, although if you keep dropping games to Boise, you won't be in.
Fair.
Finn Reese, a couple of ribbies. McDavitt had 3. Sir Javier Dominguez Jr., one of his first performances, or rather, what would this be, his 7th or 8th performance? Probably his first good one after his trading from the Apex. He has 3 RBIs now in this ball game and 5 for Boise. Molly Mitchell got the start. 1 1/3, 7 earned. Youch. That is very unlike Molly Mitchell. Lucas got the win. 6 innings, 5 earned. Not the best start in the world, but when the other guy, or girl in this case, goes 1 1/3 and 7 earned, you're probably going to win the ball game. Sir Dr. Javier Dominguez Jr. is player of the game. And finally, on this day, the Crabs beat the Toros 1-0 in a pitcher's duel. Cancun did a whole lot of nothing, as has been their theme this year. Although, to be fair, Providence did a whole lot of nothing, too. It's just that they did a little bit more nothing than Cancun did. Or would that be a little less nothing? Lemon got 2 hits, and that was your only multi-hit. Your 1 RBI came from Bjorn Svanberg. Lemon gets the loss, 5 innings and 1 earned run. One of the better starts of the year. Dasani Voss, 3 innings, no earned runs. Well, that's a shame. Kuramochi, 7 innings and no earned. And George Washington Crab gets the save in 2 innings. Lucian Kuramochi is your player of the game.
And that'll wrap us up. We're through 2 days here. On to the 19th we go. It's a quick sim day.
Mm-hmm. And Danny, you can take tomorrow while I get some water.
That sounds good. Like I said at the top, this is a minors centered stream, so we are going to go through the minors box scores first. So we're going to check out the Kingpins heading up to Anchorage. And we'll check out this box score for you here. It's a 4-0 shutout victory for the Kingpins. They did it in regulation here. Looking down at our bats, nothing too exciting. 2 runs for Gafford maybe. We'll head on down to the pitching. It's going to be Lanzador picking up the win, 5.2 innings, and Velasquez taking the loss, 3 earned over 4.1. Yosoi Lanzador is our player of the game. Mike's Hepcats take on LBG's Dynamos. We'll quick play this one as well, and the Dynamos quickly even up the series with a home win here, 5-3. Almost doubled in the hit column. We'll take a look at those batters. On the Dallas side of things, another good game for Krustis. He's got the 2 hits, the 2 RBIs, the 2 walks in 2 tries. Meanwhile, we'll look to Slokening. I'm going to go Slokening. 2 for 4 with 3 big RBIs. Looks like he had a home run there with 2 on. That'll explain those 3 RBIs. Headed down to the pitching. Brady started for Kansas, 3 earned runs, and got pulled after 4 1/3. The loss going to Cyrek. Meanwhile, in Dallas, Sanchez, 5.2 innings. He gave up 3. DVS relief pitcher will take his 5th win, and McDonald will get a save. Krustis is going to be our player of the game here. State College on the road against the 66ers, and it's a closer game than many might have expected. In fact, it looks like it was a walk-off win by the 66ers. Pretzelman hitting a walk-off solo home run against Smoltz III. We'll look down the hit column. Jody Flyball getting 2 hits, Harwell and Blamo as well, but on the 66er side, it's a 3 for 4 day of Pretzelman, and that solo home run give him a firm nod for player of the game, in my opinion anyway. Sideaway started for State College, 1 earned run over 5.1. Maybe they pulled him too soon at only 76 pitches. Smoltz gave away the run, so he got the loss. Grimes started for San Bernardino, 6 innings, no earned. And Echo Dot came in, got the blown save so that they could get the win. 3 innings pitched. And it'll actually be Robert Grimes as our player of the game for that 6-inning shutout. Mounties in Louisville, and they will get walked off by the Louisville Lemurs in the 10th. It's a run-scoring single this time of Simba Thrallers hitting against Benson. I believe that's former Hepcat Simba Thrallers picked up in the IA draft. Going down our batting lineup, 2 for Tex Walker. And 2 runs there. I'll call Tex our best batter over there. Meanwhile, for Louisville, 3 for 4 for Ronaldinho. He gets an RBI and a run to go with those 3 hits. Checking out the pitching, it's Guitar Master, 5.1 innings, gave up 5 runs. Only 1 of them earned, though. I'm sure he'll have a conversation with his defense after that one. Billy Benson getting the loss, 0 innings pitched, and he gave up that run. Meanwhile, for Louisville, Alexander started, 4 earned runs over 6 innings, a blown save for Krat, and a win for McFraud. Brent Alexander is our player of the game. And our last minor league game here, we have the Dillos in Brew City, Milwaukee, and the Bears will take another win here to earn the series victory early on in this one, 7-5. It looks like a big 5th inning. Big innings have been big for Brew City in this series. And this one looks like for Amarillo, we'll call Campbell our stand-up batter, 3 RBIs, 2 for 3. Meanwhile, in Brew City, big day for Sender Klukas in the leadoff spot, 3 hits in 5 tries with an RBI. But 4 RBIs for Monet coming off 2 hits, hitting the cover off the ball. We'll head on down to the pitching. Huff started for Amarillo, 4 innings, gave up 6 runs, 5 earned. In Brew City, Salinger started 3 innings, gave up 5, but the bullpen was able to lock it down. All hands on deck. Bumbles win. Goozer hold, and Buddy Cheeks getting the third save on the season. Davis Campbell's our player of the game. And now that we have the fun stuff out of the way, we'll go up to the majors. Much less interesting. Rougarous in New York taking on the Voyagers, and it's going to be a 15-11 affair. Sad day for pitchers, happy day for batters. Hard to pick a stand-up batter here. 3 for 4 for Sneck, 2 RBIs I'm going to go with. Over here, it's going to be 2 for 4 for Hardin Long with 4 runs and 3 RBIs, although 3 for 6 of Shu is okay too.
And I'm sorry, Enoch, please look away.
Checking out the pitching, we'll start on Nola's side, so we gave Enoch enough time to weep silently. 3.2 innings pitched, he gave up 9, 8 of those earned. Tough to imagine that pitcher not getting a loss. But he doesn't. DeMarco will get the win. Salchicha and Pleasance with holds. Meanwhile, Kevin Choate, 8 earned runs. He got 2 outs, gave up 7 hits, 1 strikeout, 1 walk. He only threw 31 pitchers, and his manager had seen more than enough. Hardin Long, player of the game. The Apex and the Aviators. The Aviators win a real pitcher's duel here, so we go from 20-plus run blowout to a 1-0 affair here. 9 hits, 1 run. And it looks like it's going to be a run-scoring single of Farley Hank. I'll probably call him our stand-up batter here. 2 for 3 for D'Alessio. Pretty good. 2 for 4 for Dub City. Heading on down to the pitching. You need to calm down. Calmed down. The Aviators batters going 6 innings, giving up 1 run. Ripsbad gets the win though. 6.1 gave up nothing. Ben Caden with the hold, and Jose 43 in the double-digit save column now with 10. Ripspot is our player of the game.
And if you're Indy and you don't really score that many runs and you get past Ripspot, basically all you have to do if you're OBX is get to Jose 43 and then you've won the ball game.
He has had lights out stuff this season. The Foxes are going to pick up an upset win here, walking it off in the 10th. Looks like a Benito Alomar walk-off run scoring single versus Fuji. Looking down at Vancouver's bats, 2 for 5 for Lodge on the Kashima side of things. 3 for 5 for Benito with 3 RBIs. Shot at player of the game there. Greg Digger Jr., 6 innings, 2 earned. Plummer's going to get a blown save. Fuji the loss. Evans started for Kashima, 3 earned over 6. And Scotty Omega will get the win. Benito Alomar is our player of the game. Congratulations. 3C. Stars and sloths. It's going to be a long ball game here, 15 innings in a 4-3 affair. Hard to imagine that it took 15 innings when one team had 5 hits and the other had 14, but the Sloths did get it done in the end. Going down the hitting line in Nashville, as we saw, there wasn't too much to say. Hotman 2 for 5 with 3 RBIs. Meanwhile, for San Antonio, it's a hit for everyone up and down the line. Matata with 3 of those hits, but no RBI. Balkin started for Nashville, 3 earned over 5.2, but the decision goes to Gonzalez with the loss. He gave up 1 in 4 outs. Bobby Daring started for San Antonio. He gave up a run in 6.1 innings. Esteban Rodriguez Jr., I am slim with the blown save, his 4th on the year. After, I believe, winning Rookie of the Year last year, if I'm not mistaken. Is having a bit of a sophomore slump. Dugan will, the rest of the bullpen, and Dugan will bail them out. Dugan getting the win. And Bobby Daring is our player of the game. The Demons and the Raptors, a game near and dear to my heart, and the Demons will win it 2-0, 5 hits apiece. The Demons had an error. Hope that's not Danny B, but we'll see. 2 hits for Herrera, 2 RBIs for Stretch Armstrong. Meanwhile, for Boise, it was all Finn Reese, 3 hits and 4 tries. Just needed someone behind him to hit a baseball, and perhaps this game would have gone different. It's Austin Bentley, the commissioner, hummus god, 8 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, and then Tim Galvin backed him up out of the pen. He pitched 1 inning and gave up nothing. Bisquick getting the loss, 7 innings, 2 earned runs. It's a quality start. And I think I know who our player of the game is. Congratulations, hummus.
Well, when you throw 8 complete innings, I think you might win that award.
Yeah, especially if they're 8 shutout innings. Put on to our last game of the day here. It's the Crabs and the Toros. The Crabs will win at home. Dowd looking like he had some RBIs, but we'll take a peek. Drozdov, 2 for 3 with an RBI. For Providence, it's going to be, 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs for Dowd. On to the pitching. Nacho Varga pitched 8, got the loss after giving up only 3. The win will go to Leo Roberts, 7.1 innings pitched, 1 earned, and Horse will get the save. 1.2 innings pitched there. Leo Robert is our player of the game in Old Bay Stadium.
I have a legitimate question.
Okay. I may or may
In
not
a
have a legitimate
2-year
answer.
period. Well, I don't know if this is for you. This is for our PBE historians out there. In a 2-year period, is there anyone with a worse win percentage than Nacho Varga? Didn't win a game. No, I'm serious. Didn't win a game last year, and is only in his 2-11 right now this year.
Yeah, with a
Has there
ERA of
ever
6.
been anyone worse
I have an unrelated question.
as far as losses? Yes.
How is the number 3 performance of the day 8 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, when the number 4 is 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs and 4 runs?
2 home runs. And 2
Yeah.
walk.
I'm coming out as Strimmer and saying Austin Bentley is my number one performer of the
Against
day.
a weak Boise lineup, and you had two really good performances from two batters. Walks, doubles, 4 ribbies, scored twice, couple of bombs, scored 4 times. You
There's
got to give
nothing
the guy a cheer.
harder in the world of sports than pitching. I will die on that hill. Which brings us
I
to the
don't,
20th.
I don't know if I'm willing to die for it.
Fair enough.
Kansas City, though, dying for a win. Now, let's just set the scene here. I want to show you guys how close the Miners is. Chicago, Anchorage, Kansas City, all tied for the second best record. Oh, by the way, Dallas, you win this game, you throw yourself into that hell, too. Let's see if Dallas wins at home. Game 3, Murley versus Tosin. And Dynamos prepare. So they 2-3 take the series. Not a good one for the Hepcats. So now both teams even at 31 or 38 and 31 rather. Hitting wise, looks like Rotowash with a mustache and Canada had 2 hits. Santana Cruz did 2. Dallas 2 hits for Krustis, 3 for Parmley. So down to the pitching. Bark Murley, 7 innings, 3 earned. Well, nothing you can do when your offense don't score runs. Tosin, 6 innings, 1 earned. And LaCroix got the save. Tosin is your, I almost said pitcher of the game. Player of the game.
He's both.
Yeah. SB and SCSS 5-0 win for San Bernardino. Miles
Get out
ahead.
your
2
brooms,
hits.
folks.
Beverinkle, 3 hits. Yep. SCSS sweeps are always good. Only 2 hits for State College. Let's head down to the pitching. Diglett is your pitcher and your winning pitcher and your winner of player of the game. 7 1/3. Big goose egg in the run column. And Baldelli, 6 2/3, 3 earned is your loser. Moving on now, Louisville and Kingston and the Battle of the Basement Dwellers. Kingston wins 5-3. Cantaloupe Crocodile not the MVP today. I need Fartinghouse 2 hits. Mike Boss Jr. 3 hits. Wallace Grommet a pair. 3 RBIs for Andrew Myth on a home run with 2 outs in the 5th. Harry Ball 6 innings, 3 earned runs. Cantaloupe Crocodile 6 innings, 1 earned. Julian got the loss, and the win goes to Matti De Ferrari.
What was that you said earlier?
Hmm?
You said Cantaloupe Crocodile, not the MVP of this game?
No, well, I said not your MVP today, but I guess they are.
Life comes at you fast sometimes, folks.
And Kingpin's moving to sole possession of second in the minors with a win over the Wheelers, although the Wheelers tried late. Hunt's Ketchup, 3 RBIs. Pork chop sandwiches, 2 RBIs. So I guess the ketchup covered the sandwich there. Just the rest of the lineup made up for it. Sit down to the pitching.
Oh,
Danny's asleep, and Perry Hutter for
be
the
like
third.
that sometimes.
6 earned. Jesus. 7 innings, 3 earned for Gunk. Pork chop sandwich. I quite disagree. Pork chop sandwich is your listed player of the game, even though they had less RBIs. But I guess being on the winning team matters. Dillos, and the Bears. Bears go go down. 7-6. Big performance. Looks like Davis Campbell again. 3 hits in this one, 1 run. Although it is quite good when you get 2 RBIs from Sacco the Tackle and Shapiro, bottom of the order. 2 runs each there. Batter, though, at the DH, 4 RBIs for Bruce City. Thomas Thursday on a Friday. Oh, my God. I'll never get to say Thomas Thursday on a Thursday.
It is Thursday. I guess in the sim it's a...
No, it's not. It's a Friday.
What?
Well, but it's a Friday in the sim. It's Friday, July 20th.
But, okay.
Don't question me, Danny.
I'm not.
Ruth Heater Ginsburg gets the loss. You might want to go question that, though. Giving up the 1 earned run that pushed him over the edge. John Barron, 6 innings, 2 earned. Bobby Batter is your player of the game. Batted well. Lived up to the last name.
You never want to start the sim too hot, because it will throw you off a cliff. That's what I have to say about that.
That how that works. Big series for the playoff race here. It's Apex and Voy Boys, and the Apex are going to be very happy in the locker room on that one. 3-2, the Apex win. Rick Hood, MVP Hood, and Steve Eso. Look at that, hitting 400. We'll pretend that's not just with the Apex. 3 hits for each of those two at the top of the order. They are literally the only ones that actually did anything. Speaking of doing anything, Stevenson's the only one that did a darn thing for New York. He had a home run off Shifty Lagoose in the 5th, and that was just about it for that. Down to the pitching, it's Shifty Lagoose, 6 innings, 2 earned. Hey, look at that. It's Michael Dine with a 2-inning save, 4 Ks, and not a crap load of hits and walks. That's new. Takayami, 6 innings, 2 earned. Lamieux did pitch an inning and 2/3, but could not get it done. Shifty Lagoose, player of the game. Sorry, clearing my throat.
Fair enough.
Fuck. Guy can't even clear his own throat around here.
Absolutely not. We don't pay you for that.
OBX barely beats Providence, who just got done with sweeping the Toros. Then again, so is everybody. 3-2 win here. 2 hits from D'Alessio, 2 hits and 2 rubies from Klaus Bergen Cannon. Rusty with an RBI. Bjorn Svanberg with one as well. Keith Tachibana, 5 2/3, 2 earned. It's George Washington Crab, who ultimately gets the loss. And oh, hey, look, another Jose 43 great pitching performance. Not a surprise at all, although Ray's Funk is your player of the game, 7 innings, 2 earned. Kashima and DVS. And really, really close match, but Death Valley's going to pull this out in the end. 15 hits. That'll do it to you. They do be like that, though. And James Love do be having them 4-hit performances. Elliot Lefebvre does the same thing. Willie Colon says, forget them 4 hits. How about 4 ribbies on my bat? Julio Ruiz and Kevin Hunter, 2 RBIs. Paulo Luetjo finally gets over double digits in RBIs with 2 here today. Ivy Lee, 4 2/3, 5 earned. Winston Ingram, inning and a third, 3 earned. Ow. Shane Green, 5 1/3, 7 earned. Ow. Tristan Leung, the winner, James Love, the player of the game. 60,000 people in the Danny David Dome, and the Devons get David domed by the Stars. They lose 7-1. Looks like striker spin rate got it done to him today. Hopman had a couple of hits, so did Buswell and Fry, and Reeves had 4 RBI. To 16 now as a Star. Not been here that long. Nichols and Dimes, 2 hits. Danny B, 1 for 3. Decent and a stolen base, so not a bad day for Danny.
Got that average up a tick.
Yeah, just a smidge. Only had 3 at-bats. Striker spin rate, 10-2 on the year now. Man, Striker's been having a dang good one of them years. 4 2/3, 3 earned. Tim Galvin, there's a problem. 1 2/3, 4 earned. Although then again, Lucky El Toro did kind of take it to the cleaners. 7 innings and 1 earned. Probably we're going to win anyway. Jason Buswell is your player of the game as he grabs the Demons and throws them under the bus.
104 pitches over 4.2. That's the Nashville Stars were fouling some pitches off. I'll tell you that much.
Well, they did get 11 hits rather, so probably a lot of base runners too. Boise gets the Vandals to lose a game as Carter McDavitt hits his 200th home run in his career in his retirement tour season. Congratulations, Connor, on home run number 200.
It's like Takahashi was basically pitching a home run derby.
Yeah, Emilio Takahashi in this one. All 4 runs are solo home runs. McDavitt had a pair of those. And, Takahashi threw a little, decided, mid-game, time to throw some bullpen practice here. Jay Doctor had 1 hit otherwise. Another one of them bombs. Jank Daly, 6 2/3, 1 earned. Takahashi, it was going so well, and then batting practice broke out. Connor McDavitt's your player of the game. And what's left is the Novas and the Toros in Cancun is still losing. Callaway Flowers also decided that it was time to throw batting practice. And hitting 2 of those actually, was Taters. 3 hits and 4 RBIs on the day there. LaFleur, 2 hits and 2 RBIs for the Toros. Let's head down to the pitching. It is Callaway Flowers, 1 10, 3 innings, 6 earned runs. I guess Callaway should have stayed in Indy. Chat McQuack, 3 3, 6 innings and 3 earned. Shinkus in the hold. Maddox Jr., former Hepcat, was clean, although 4 walks. Ugh. Sandy Taters, your player of the game.
I think that scratches another day off the board here.
Well, I don't.
As we will finish today, we do have 2 more quick sims here, and then we will have another featured matchup. No
Oops.
minors, so we will cut right to the majors where the Stars and Demons are going to have a rematch. Barack Obama versus Kid Carsey will hit play, and the Demons will win this one 7-2. Taking a peek down the Nashville side of things, a couple of 2-for-4 days for Hotman and Johnson. Top lineup was doing all right. In Detroit, 2-for-4 for Armstrong, 2-for-3 for Danny B, 2-for-3 for Stanley Yelnats. So the youngins were swinging it well in this one. Scrolling on down to the pitching, Barack Obama with a loss, 4 earned over 5. Kid Carsey is going to get his 5th win as a Demon, 5-8 on the season. He pitched 5 innings, gave up 2. Kyle Bellinger Jr. with a hold. Ricky Vaughn was clean, and Stretch Armstrong is your player of the game. Toro is going to take on the Supernovas, but they will not take them down as the Supernovas win this one at home. On the batting side of things, Tilapia Salmon's 2-for-3. In the Supernova side of the board, it's pretty much one hit for everyone who's not named Bogashu. 2 RBIs for Io Torrent, though. On the pitching side of things, Arian, 6 innings, gave up a run. Castillo with a hold. Dasani Voss gets the loss and the blown save. Gave up 5 runs over 2/3 of an inning. I don't know if Mike has anything he wants to add to that one. Meanwhile,
What do I have to add to what?
Dasani Voss getting 2 outs, giving up 5
sorry.
runs. Torkelton, 7.1 innings, gave up 3 runs, but the win will go to Chungus, 1.2 clean innings. Torkelton, Pog. Apex and Voyagers. The Apex are going to sneak another win in here to kind of expand their lead as they chase a postseason spot. And who not to highlight here on the batting? I mean, 3-for-5 for Hood, but Bauer, Dover, Magicomo, Slice all having good outings at the plate. Meanwhile,
Nice
in
job,
New York,
Bao.
I'm sorry?
I said nice job there, Bao.
Absolutely. On the New York side of things, well, I'm not even going to talk about it.
Oh, that's cold.
On to the pitching. Doug Dangley, he gets his 7th win on the season, 6.2 innings, gave up a run. Dogwood Maple with a save. For New York, Slothface with the loss, 6.1 innings, 3 earned runs. Doug Dangley will be our player of the game.
You got that wrong.
What
That's
did I get wrong?
the dangly.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed a few danglies there.
Few dozen.
Meanwhile, the Aviators in one of the Carolinas, I always forget which one, taking the win here, 8-2. The Providence
Lord.
batting, we'll call Drakenberg. 2 hits with an RBI. The best performance there. On the OBX side, you can pick any one of the first 3 batters. I'm going to go with Hank because he's got 3 RBIs. Casey started for Providence, went 2 innings and got pulled after giving up 5 earned. For OBX, Pozo went 8.1 innings and only gave up 2. He gets the win, and he will get the player of the game for it. Domingo Pozo. Well done. Foxes in Death Valley will take a win, 9-3. Cloudera had 3 RBIs off a home run, and it's kind of the good one, although pretty much everyone got an RBI in this one. Meanwhile, on the Death Valley side of things, we'll go 2-for-3 with 2 RBIs and 2 runs for I Am Fullman. Onto the pitching, Etsuko Rune, 5th win on the year, 6 innings pitched, gave up 3. Justin Sims gets the loss for Death Valley, 4.2. He gave up 5. I Am Fullman, player of the game.
And I will say, if we kind of step back toward the OBX game for half a second there, I just want to say that that Pozo trade with Sarasota is awful good for OBX. I'm not really sure what's going on with Sarasota. They're kind of a fringe team. Went for trading Pozo, and I really think Outer Banks now might be a serious, legitimate contender with one more good start.
I mean, you had a pitcher with a season ERA just under 4, and he comes over your team, puts up 2 Ws, has an ERA below 2. Not much to complain about there. But we want to take you into Boise to talk about the Vandals and the Raptors. The Vandals winning this one 8-1, double digit in the hit column at 14. Looking down the Vancouver side of things, 4-for-5 for Zach Mouse. former co-GM. He's got an RBI and 2 runs. Meanwhile, on the Raptors side of the fence, Chasen Boom and Sir Dr. Javier Dominguez Jr. each getting 2 hits. The lone RBI going to Beauchamp. On to the pitching, Colton Kai gets the win, 6.2 innings. He gave up no runs. For the Raptors, Jackson Wooler is going to get their 8th loss in the season, 4 innings, 5 runs. And Toby McMuffin is our player of the game.
Hey, Danny.
Yes. You going to talk about the Rays moving to Vegas?
No. Wait, what?
I'm reading chat. Hummus says the Rays should move to Vegas. I thought you'd be all over that.
I'm actually kind of fine with that if they don't move to Montreal. What I was going to say was, which Boise Raptor player is something you say to your kid after he misses a few too many arrows? Park your bow, champ.
Moving right along.
No? Nothing?
All right, no, that was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Thank you.
Getting some boost from the chat. That's how you know you're winning.
Yeah.
Oh, on that note, it is the 22nd now, which means another quick sim. We got some minors. I saved the busy days for you. You're welcome.
Mm-hmm. And we start out with Anchorage and Dallas. Boy, this don't really get any easier for you there, either one of yous. And it goes to 12 innings. So the Wheelers go to 39 and 31. Edwards and Krustis each had double-digit hits. Good Lord. Multiple hits. Kalen and same thing. Bodnar, same thing. He had 2 RBIs. The lone RBI somehow when you have 14 hits. That's insanely inefficient. It hurts me. Diamundo 4 hits for Anchorage, although he or Franco, wonder. Let's go down to the pitching and see who didn't allow all these runs. Toasties, 4 2/3, 1 earned. Michael Knightrider, 7 innings, 7 1/3 innings, and 2 earned runs. Michael Knightrider, your player of the game on the losing side.
I assume no one in the PBE has ever gotten double-digit hits in a single game, but I would love to be corrected. I mean, has anyone in the MLB ever gotten double-digit hits?
Well, no, but PBE spring training?
Well, yeah, maybe. Spring training, maybe.
But what about the because there was what was it? With the Nashville Indie game 2 spring trainings ago when it broke me. When it was like 51-1, somebody had 9 RBIs.
Yeah.
So you might have had double-digit hits there.
You can get more RBIs.
Or certainly double-digit appearances there because that was like everybody walked like 3 times in that game.
Right.
I bet somebody's gotten on base 10 times in a spring training game here.
Yeah. I'll give you that.
bet.
10 hits seems a little more far-fetched. But we've derailed this enough.
I mean, it is a Twitch clip if somebody wants to go find it and then yell at us for being wrong. Dillos yell at the Mounties and say, get out of here. 8-1 is your final score. Campbell, man, hey, Davis Campbell, having yourself a stream, my friend. 3 RBI, Shapiro with 2. Shapiro and Sacco to tackle, also doing very well. 2 walks for Harry Stocks, and Worth has a hit and scores once, but other than that, nothing going on. And what a surprise, the Knuckler gets the loss, 2-11. Riddle has, well, it was a riddle.
Hey, that's one of Riddle's better starts, okay? You better be nice to him.
A knuckleballer in the PBE has been something of a riddle lately, and he tried to challenge that riddle, and so far he's been wrong. 7.88 ERA now on the year. Mountain, 6 innings and 1 earned. Robert Mountain is your POTG. Hey, it's the Lemurs and the Hepcats, and the Lemurs walk in and dump all over Kansas City's shaky doesn't even begin to describe that bullpen.
You can spend as long on this box score as you'd like. I'll enjoy it.
Not much. Them boys, Mustache and Kaneda have RBIs. Lots of RBIs for Louisville. Big ones are English and O'Houlihan. Let's go down and see who got destroyed. And it was Barney Turbo and the Dylan Bot that got woodshedded. Warner 4 1/3, 5 earned. Usually not enough, but it is when the bullpen gets taken out back and punished. Andrew Myth is your player of the game. Sly, by the way, got your win. Here is the Swift Steeds and the Brew City Bears, 5-2. Swift Steeds over BCB. How do you feel about this one, Danny?
It's like those drama masks where one's really happy and one's really sad.
Olsen 2 RBIs. This dude has 2 RBIs. Jody Groundball had 1 RBI on 1 hit.
This is single. That sounds like a ground ball to me.
Trent Bolt Jr., 5 1/3, 1 earned run. Then the army of Beavers Arms came in and locked it down. In the Igloo, 4 10, 3 2/3, 3 earned. And one of the bots came in. That was Pabst. Gave up 2 earned. Ruth Healer Ginsburg redeemed herself, not giving up anything in 2 innings. But Trent Bolt Jr. got your player of the game at the ballpark of Meeker. And San Bernardino and Chicago and the Kingpins win at home.
Hey, Shu, how many wins are you on pace for?
Here against San Bernardino, Gofford and Scary Terry each had 1 hit. Jimenez had 2 RBIs. Gray had 2 as well. Only 4 hits from San Bernardino. Take that, Shu. Let's go down to the pitching. Benson, 9-2 on the year, 8 innings, 0 earned. Hills, 6 innings, 3 earned, a 3.69 ERA for him. Barry B. Benson, be your player of the game. And I think that loss really, really stings.
Oh, I didn't save a long day for you. You got off easy.
Nothing for the Sting? For Barry B. Benson? Which is a B movie reference and
Oh,
B Sting? No?
okay. I've never seen the B movie.
Well, I had neither, but his Discord profile is a B, so I can only assume.
That's fair.
I haven't seen a lot of classic movies like that, like The Lion King. I've never seen that.
You've never seen The Lion King?
Nope.
I've
Never
seen
seen it
it-
all the way through.
I've seen it on Broadway. I've seen it in person.
Never
thing.
seen it all the way through.
Well, we're about to watch something of a Broadway performance. It's going to be the San Bernardino 66ers and the Chicago Kingpins. Chicago Kingpins coming off a win here. Not many would have guessed that on their primetime sheet. Maybe my Discord window.
Well, it's not going to be on their primetime sheet anyway, Danny.
Because the Miners don't get picked in primetime. It makes me sad.
Yup, me too.
Anyway, pitching for the 66ers is Danny Sullivan. He's got an 8-3 record, but not anymore. He's got a 9-3 record now. He had a 5.25 ERA, which just goes to show you how good the San Bernardino batting is, because when you think 5.25 ERA, you usually don't think 8-3 record. Meanwhile, for
Or
the
9-3, as it were.
9-3, yes. For anyone who's new here, the stats are done before the sim starts, so they don't contain any information that has been simmed through here today. But moving along, it's going to be Brustar Lemonade. Brewster. He's a 6-7 record. He's got a 4.7 ERA, and his WHIP is sitting at 1.6. In the standings, the 66ers have been dominating pretty heavily. As Shu will be happy to tell you, they're on pace to win quite a few games, possibly set a minor league record. But the Kingpins haven't been slouching either. They are leading their division, despite having a decisively less towering record. The East has been
Bad.
not quite as competitive as the West, we'll say.
Bad.
Should be no surprise then to hear the 66ers are leading almost every category, with the exception of base running and defensive stats. Kingpins aren't completely left behind as they lead in starter ERA. But yeah, the 66ers are going to make up for that base running and defensive stats by just sending a ton of balls over the wall and just putting a ton of balls in play. Speaking of those categories, 66ers are leading in WAR. Top 3 pitchers by WAR all belong to the 66ers, and Chicago doesn't quite have the dominance to match that, but they do have Scary Terry, who leads the league in double plays. I'm not sure if that's fielding double plays or hitting double plays, but I'm going to hope it's fielding. And those are the fun facts I have for you on this game. Unrelated to those fun facts, you can see kind of who OOTP is going to favor here, as the 66ers lead in every category except the 5-hole, which has Bad and Bougie and Alex Frank tied.
And Barry B. Benson wants your Discord so he can send you the B movie.
I am Plague and Danny B on Discord. You should be able to find me.
We have a prediction.
Oh,
Hummus is here.
Shout
Hi.
out to Hummus. Prediction. I love it.
It's gambling time.
Predict with channel
Total
points.
errors in the game.
Total errors.
Or under 1.5.
This one feels like the over to me, but you know how I love to just pick the underdog and hope
Yeah,
it turns out okay.
I'm an under. Well, it's not really the underdog. It's just the under, but I'm hitting the under here. Let me go for the under here, there, boys.
I'm just gonna let this tick down a bit. Probably even it out here. I'm getting to be due to redeem my channel points, although I still haven't linked my thing.
See, I'm always gonna keep a base of 10,000, but I'm gonna start betting absurd amounts here soon.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Start betting like 4K, then start not making any money.
And the betting is closed, it looks like. It disappeared off my screen anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and start this. And here we go. It's going to be Peter Pretzelman, second baseman, leading off. He bats from the left side, and he hits it past the third baseman on the left side of the infield for a single. Here's Bongo Lulongo, but before that, we'll have a stolen base attempt. I should say a stolen base period, as that's successful. Bongo Lulongo hits that over the second baseman's head, and we may have a score here. No, we'll have runners on the corners, no outs for Miles ahead. And he was not ahead on that pitch. He hit it pretty much right back up the middle. We might have a runner get cut down at third. No, everyone's going to be safe. First RBI of the game. And the 66ers will start off this game showing everybody why their offense is leading in every category, as they get a second RBI here. Coming off Jackie Daytona. They are 4 for 4 in the hit column, as Bad and Bougie steps up. Tries to check the swing, but strikes out. Here is Benny Rodriguez, the left fielder. Kind of a swinging bunt there. And I think they got the force out at third there. No, they got nothing. I'm not sure what happened there. They're not ruling it an error. I guess they call that an infield single, as that one's popped up on the infield for the second out. Third baseman has it, gets it over to first. So the inning does end after 8 batters come to the plate. 2 runs get across on 5 hits. And Goffard, we'll see how the Kingpins answer. With pop-up into right field, it seems. Here's Scary Terry. Double play master extraordinaire. He hits one on the ground to short. That probably would have been a double play ball had there been a runner on first. Here's Chris Jacob, who's going to line out right to the first baseman, who easily makes the grab. So stark contrast with a 1-2-3 inning. Here's Vanderbilt. And that's a well-hit ball up the middle, but should be caught just... Oh, it's bobbled! Just short of the warning track. We'll hit the fumble bumble on that one. As this one will find some grass, this error is going to prove costly very quickly, as that's a run scored on that error. Pretzelman now 2 for 2 in the ballgame. And Bongo Lulongo is hit. I think Lemonade is already at the end of his rope here, not having himself a game. Miles ahead comes in, and that one's hit up the middle. This one might fall, but it doesn't. It will be caught. Too shallow to test. Jackie Daytona will hit this one to center as well. This one should be caught on the warning track, but this one testable. They'll take third easily, although with 2 outs, it's not too big a difference, as Bad and Bougie hits that into left. And Bad and Bougie goes strikeout, fly out. But the 66ers do put another run on the board. Here's Pork Sandwiches. Fourth batter will hit it past the first baseman, and there goes the no-hitter for the 66ers. Alex Frank, the catcher, will hit that on the ground to the shortstop, and that's a quick double play. Turned that easily, 6-4-3. On the ground to third, and there's a put out. So they didn't go 1-2-3, but they kind of went 1-2-3. Here's Rodriguez on the ground to the third baseman. Good throw there. Rem Beverwinkle on the ground to short. Testing the arms of the infielders here. Here's 4 straight. That'll be in the sky. That might have enough, and it does. It has the distance to leave the park. It's going to be a home run at 403 feet to put San Bernardino up 4-0.
Out of the park.
I should say, too, we are already 1 error away from the overs having it, As Vanderbilt hits this one into left, that's caught, but the 66ers already threw the lineup twice. Let's see if the Kingpins can turn their lineup over for the first time here.
You know what? If I lose this bet, I'm over it.
Line to third. Here's Gray. That's going to be into left field. And McCoy on the ground to third. Quick throw has it. So they do have a hit, but 9 batters up, 9 batters retired. Here's Pretzelman. Strikeout. Bongo Lulongo. In the sky to left, should be caught. Fly out for Bongo Lulongo. Here's Miles ahead. And this one flies the other direction. And actually, wow, that just kept going. I don't know if the wind caught that or what, but that's going to be a home run for Miles ahead. It didn't look like it had the height to me, but it sneaks over the wall at 388 feet, and it'll be 5-0 Kingpins. I'm sorry, 5-0 66ers.
Yeah, 66ers don't seem very happy they lost game 1.
No, they do not, as Jackie Daytona skies that on the warning track nearly went out. I imagine the wind must be blowing to right. And here's Goffrey.
Looks like it.
Strikeout. 0 for 2 for Goffrey. Here's Scary Terry. That should fall into left field. A little liner. Single there for Scary Terry. Here's Chris Jacob, Jody Flyball himself, in the sky, and that's caught. Pork sandwiches into left with this one. It'll also
Pork
be
chop
caught.
sandwiches to you.
Oh, all right. Pork chop sandwiches. Is that a real
That's
thing?
right.
Is there such a thing as a pork chop sandwich? Bad and bougie to center. Caught by the center fielder.
What? What?
I've never had a pork chop sandwich. Here's
Neat.
Benny Rodriguez. Stolen base attempt here, 38 for Rodriguez. As Reb Beverwinkle finishes this at bat, and no time for a throw. He holds on to it. They'll credit that as an infield hit. Not too often you see a catcher with an infield hit. That one's hit in the sky to left, but they might test it. They don't, so 2 outs now, runners on the corners, and we'll have a little hit and run action, but it won't matter too much as Vanderbilt grounds out. Here's Alex Frank. Hit on the ground to third, and he won't beat that one. Here's Jimenez. Shortstop swinging right-handed on the ground to third as well. Here's Vinny Picone. Let's see if the third baseman can field all 3. He won't be getting that one, but the center fielder will, and that'll retire the side. We're through 5 here in Chicago, as Pretzelman is retired, I want to say for the first time. Bongo Lulongo. Both fielders came in to grab it, but neither of them got it. Bongo Lulongo on with a single, getting that batting average up towards 350, which is absolute insanity to me. As Miles ahead flies out to right onto the warning track, here's Jackie Daytona, and that's going to be a line drive into left field. Enough to...
Hey, speaking of insane, SCSS insane beatdown of BCB. It's 12-0.
And 9-4 in Kingston. The Dillos winning that one as the side is retired here. Is that no transfer, no play? They call that a hit. Looked like an error to me, but the scorers will call it a hit. Either way, it's going to be erased on this double play. As Gafford hits one past the diving third baseman. That's a single. BCB gets their first run on the board. Dallas winning 2-1 over Anchorage, as that one's hit on the ground to the first baseman. He fields it and taps his toe on the bag to secure the out. Benny Rodriguez, the left fielder, is going to pop this up on the infield. Second baseman calls off the first baseman to make the grab. Rem Beverwinkle will strike out. Here's 4 straight. And 4 straight will send that back up the middle. Center fielder is getting a workout, but he'll catch that one. Still 5-0 here as we head into stretch time. Chris Jacob up the middle. Little blooper for a base hit. Pork chop sandwiches. Second baseman batting over 300. Might add to his average here as that one sneaks over the wall as well. We'll call that a home run for sure. 407 feet. This ball game just got a little more interesting. It's now a safe situation at 5-2. 66ers still leading, but with no outs in the inning, the Kingpins have time to add on to this as Echo Dot comes in to replace the pitcher and gets a ground out from Frank. Here's Jimenez. Will strike out, and Vinny Picone. That's popped up, the pitcher covering it, but will get called off by the shortstop. And Echo Dot comes out and gets him in order after 2 runs were given up. Here's Joshua Vanderbilt, hit hard on the ground to second. I'm sorry, to short. Here's Pretzelman, caught in foul territory by the first baseman, Bongo Luongo. Up the middle for a base hit. Brought in quickly, though, to keep it at a single. Here's Miles ahead with a chance to watch a runner steal, and he's successful, 41 on the season. Miles ahead now with a runner in scoring position. Hits it past the first and second baseman. Let's see if they send the runner. They do. It's going to be a close play. He slides in, and it looks like he's safe. 6-2. 66ers say to heck with your save situation. We'll just go ahead and put another run on the board. Here's Daytona into left field. And that's caught to retire the side. Gray in now. Take a strikeout looking. On a 1-2 count, here's McCoy. He hits that into right. Caught by the right fielder. Gonna need to come up with something quick here as Chicago. It's a little swinging bunt there from the right fielder. And he's safe. I thought that the play had him. It was bang bang. And a little hit and run here. Single into left field. Went the other way, did Scary Terry. And Goffard able to go from first to third. A pass ball is going to score a run here and allow the runner from first to advance into scoring position. Jacob has a chance to bat one in here. What happened? Oh, a balk. They called a balk for pitcher Echo Dot. So Scary Terry will get to advance to third for free. And they'll call that a 4-pitch walk for Chris Jacob. Here's Pork Chop Sandwiches. One hit here could tie the ball game, but it will not. Instead, he will ground out to short. Little 6-4 put out. As Bad and Bougie looks to get this back out of a safe situation since it's been returned there, but it'll be a ground out instead. Benny Rodriguez taking a walk. Double play situation here, but Rem Everwinkle will hope to stay out of that and will with that hit. Although it will be a fly out. And here's 4 straight with 2 outs and a runner on first. On the ground to first and played at first. Last chance here, bottom of the 9th. We're going to need 3 runs between Frank Jimenez Pacone and the rest of the Kingpins. Grounder to second, not a good way to start it. Jimenez up. That's going to be a single. It'll fall, find some grass in center. Pacone up now. Got to stay out of the double play here. And they'll do a little hit and run action. That'll be a single. Should be able to go first to third on this, no problem. So a single swing could tire a ball game as Gray steps up to the plate and hits one to right. This should bring a run home, but they might not test it because, well, you don't want that runner to get cut down. Here's McCroy, and the runner will make their way home on the wild pitch. That'll score 6-4. As we have a 2-2 count for McCoy, now a 3-2 count, and he'll hit that into center, but he just got under it a little too much, and it will be caught in center field to retire the side and retire the ball game. 6-4 our final score here in Chicago. 14 hits to 10. An error went to the Kingpins. Not too much to say about this one. You saw it. Luongo and Head did well for the 66ers. On Chicago, we're going to look at Pork Chop Sandwiches. Pitching, Sullivan gets the win, Lemonade the loss, Branson the save, Echo Dot the hold, and Miles ahead will be granted our player of the game. And we'll take a look around the rest of the minor league now as the Hepcats win a game against the Lemurs at home. A 4-3 ball game, 7 hits to 7. All the scoring happened in the first 4 innings. Xander English had 2 hits for Louisville. Meanwhile, for Kansas City, it's Witt who had 2 hits and 2 RBIs. On the pitching, it's going to be Parlay. Second loss, 5 innings, 4 earned. Smoltz with the win, 6.1, gave up 3. Save for Fotia. And a hold for Turbo. Maverick Smoltz. Pog. We just saw the 66ers and Kingpins, so we will...
Pog, it'd be Potug.
Nah. Pog.
Like, Pog is P-O-G, player of game. Player of the game. But it got to have that distinction, that honor, Danny.
Poggers?
No.
Anyway, the Dillos are going to win this one in the top of the 10th, 10-9. 3 errors in this game. As I'm pretty sure I just lost some channel points. Anyway, looking at the Dillos. Wow, Hickham's 3 for 5 with 4 RBIs. Meanwhile, for Kingston, we had a good performance from Fartinghouse, 3 for 6 with 3 runs. 3 RBIs to Gelati. Looking down at our pitching, no decision for Roshi, 6 innings. He gave up 4 for Amarillo. It'll be Arms with the win, 3 innings pitched, no earned. In Kingston, 3.1 innings, 8 runs, 6 of them earned for Wilson. The loss will go to DeFerrari, who gave up just 1 over 3. Wallaby Hickams is our player of the game. Potig. He's our Potig. And the Bears got blown out quite substantially. Double digit, more than double digit, 23 hits. 23 hits for the Swifties. 9 for the Bears.
Well, that would not be more than double digit, Danny, because more than double digit would be triple digit, and I don't think even an expansion team could give that up.
Well, it
Spend as
depends.
much time on this box score as you like.
It depends on the double digit, right? We'll just look at the 2 for 5 for Sender, and we'll move right along to State College, who didn't
Oh,
have.
come on. There you go.
There's a lot of good things that happened here, but I'm going to focus on Gibson. 4 for 5 with 5 RBIs. That'll get your batting average up. I guess he must have been below 200 coming into this game. We'll be happy to see that box score, though. As we scroll down to the pitching, it was all hands on deck for Brew City. 7 runs for Oil Can Boyd Jr.
Looks like all the bots through.
Only getting 2 outs,
Oh, no,
and
never mind.
it makes sense to put a lot of bots in when you're down quite so many runs. Meanwhile, for State College, Keller gets their 5th win. 6 innings, gave up just 1. John Gibson is our player of the game for those 5 RBIs. And we'll look to the Wheelers and the Dynamos. Dynamos picking up another win here at home. The score 4-1. We'll take a look at the hitters. Franco going 2 for 4. Meanwhile, for Dallas, a few double hit games. You can look at either of the top 2 batters, although Cronk had 2 RBIs. Anchorage, the pitching loss will go to Baxter. 6 innings, 3 earned. Casey Tam will take the win. 7 innings pitched, 1 earned. And a literal can of LaCroix is going to get the save. 1 inning, no earned.
LaCroix.
Casey Tam, player of the game.
Hey, Danny, you want to know who LaCroix is?
Who's LaCroix?
The person we found.
LaCroix's Benton McKay?
Mm-hmm.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
What the heck? And just for the record here, Gurin did not find Benton McKay. I just want that to be on the record.
Thank you. Finally.
Slander. Gurin
found nothing.
That someone else found Benton McKay.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know the validity of this schoolboy shoe. Mike seems pretty convinced, though.
Well, I mean, he did tell me himself, so...
Yeah.
I am tempted to believe him.
That makes sense. Josh, so me and Mike are both in a OOTP league ran by Stanley Yelnats, machined earned runs. And I was talking about the SHL, and he was like, "Oh, I used to be in one of those leagues, and like season 2, I created a player called Benton McKay." And I don't know what Mike was doing, but I imagine it was the same thing
I
doing,
ran
which was
screaming at
losing
Beaver I ran screaming at Beaver and Indy. I immediately started pinging him to death.
I immediately went to the Swifties room. I was at work, and fortunately I was the only one in the office because I definitely screamed like, "Oh my god," when it happened.
Just like sitting there, I was just sitting there slack-jawed like, what does that say? Yeah, I freaked.
Anyway, we should get back to the stream. I'm sure there will be a searching for Benton McKay, which will explain the whole story and probably say more about Gurin than needs to be said, but that's life.
That's life.
The Vandals are going to win. They're going to win on the road to the Raptors, who will lose.
They're going to win.
McMuffin, 3 RBIs, 2 for 3 on the day. Meanwhile, for the Raptors, McDavitt, 3 for 3. Pitching-wise, Johnson with the win, 7 innings, gave up 2. Lucas with the loss, gave up 4 over 5 and an out. Toby McMuffin is going to be our player of the game. Apex and Voyagers. The Apex will deserve a loss for Gurin slander. In the bottom of the 13th inning, it's a
Hey!
walk-off solo shot from Stevenson.
Don't punish me for what Gurin says.
That's fair. It was Slepian who really got punished, but we'll move right along. Magicomo 3 for 6 with 2 RBIs. On the New York side of things, we got a 3 for 6 with 3 RBIs for Rivers. We'll head on down to pitching. 5.2 innings for no hands, no decision with 5 earned runs. Sevart not getting a decision either for New York.
Wait.
7 innings, 5 earned.
Wait.
What?
The true timeline must be broken.
Okay.
We've had 5 sim days.
Mhm.
I've pitched 3 times, which is just not how that works. And I'm
an earned
actually
run between
not
'em.
doing terribly. Sims broke.
Must be, as we said above, Slepian getting the loss on the solo shot. Washington will take the win. Got 2 outs in 2 pitches. How's that for the economy? 8.36 ERA will head down just a little. Eric Rivers is going to be our player of the game. Where are we at? We're at the Toros and the Supernovas. The Toros will take their 18th win on the year. 10-4. They found 17 hits on the campaign. I'm sure they would have preferred to spread some of those out throughout the series.
Where have those been all season?
And yeah, hit for everyone in the lineup. I mean, 3 for Fitted, 3 for Walrus, and 3 RBIs for Drozdov. Meanwhile, for Sarasota, 3 for 4 for Kane, despite not earning a run or an RBI. On to the pitching. It's going to be Brass Lemon. I always get confused with Bergamot Lemon and Brass Lemon, both being B lemons. 3-11 now. 5 innings pitched, gave up 4. Holtz for Ryan Shu, not to be confused with Tom Shu. And McDank. On the Sarasota side of things, Baxter 5 innings, gave up 3 earned, 4 total. Shinkansen's going to get the loss in the blown save. Dom Drozdov is our player of the game for his RBIs in the effort.
Hype in the chat for Legally Blind Gamer. 15-month resubscribe. Thank you, LBG. A year and a quota for you, my friend. Thank you for staying subbed to the PBE. 15 months for LBG. Let's get some hype in the chat.
You love to see it. All the hype in the world there for LBG. As we talk about LBG's alma mater, his former major league team, the Death Valley Scorpions, as they win 9-5.
Working 9 to 5.
As
You know
Cloud,
the remix of that Dolly did is really good.
I don't, but I'll check it out.
The 5 to 9 from the commercial, pretty good.
Cloudera 3 for 5. No RBIs. We'll give 2 to Stud. Meanwhile, for Death Valley, 3 for 5 with 2 RBIs for Holden the Fart. Rolo going to take their 10th loss on the season. Haven't found a win yet. 3.2 innings pitched. Gave up 6. Frank Ariquides Garcia, 8 and 6, 7 innings. Just gave up 3.
Frederick.
Frederic.
There you go. Frederick.
Tristan Lung gets the save. You'd think I'd know that. Anyway, 2 outs. Gets the save.
Names is just not a mix.
Fug. We'll go with Fug. Fug gets the player of the game.
What did you say?
Fug. F-U-G.
Oh, I thought you said something. We'll go with Fug.
Nope. Fug. Fug is short for FUG, which is
I
short
thought you
for
said F. We'll
Frederick
go with
Ariquides Garcia.
Fug. So you're okay though. You're not fired. Yeah.
Close one. 6-3. The Crabs are going
Really?
to win this one against the Aviators. Crabs, I think, have won a couple games this sim now. Putting up 3 in the 11th. Looks like a run-scoring triple versus Beaumont, as well as, yeah, I guess that must be where those runs came from.
I think that's their 3rd or 4th win because I know they beat Cancun at least twice.
Yep. 2 for 5 for Stein with 3 RBIs. Meanwhile, on the OBX side of things, a few multi-hit games. The top of the lineup was hitting balls. I don't know how. None of these hits must have come at the same time because there's no RBIs and only 1 run between the 3 of those players. On to the pitching. Kuramochi started, 2 earned over 6. No decision. Horse will get a blown save. McKinnon will get a win. On the Outer Banks side of things, no decision for Kato, 3 earned over 6.1. The decision will go to Beaumont, who will get their 5th loss on the year. 3 runs given up in 1.2 innings. Philip Stein is going to be the player of the game. The Demons and the Stars. The Demons will notch another win onto their tally. 5-3. It came in the 11th. It's a 2-run walk-off home run for Revan Knox. On the Nashville side of things, 3 for 4 for Reeves. He got an RBI. On the Demon side of things, walks for Knox. Yes.
Danny, did you just get sucked into hell?
Did I? Why do you ask?
Did anyone else hear how bad that sounded for a second?
Oh, they're saying sound cutting.
Yeah, you sounded like a demon. Literally.
So sometimes I just get excited and it happens. I don't think my battery is dying, but I can check. We're at 73%. I don't know, maybe just I don't know. I'll move my phone. It's possible my phone interfered with a single. Anyway, we can move right along here. I was just saying Knox with the 2 RBIs, Herrera with the 2 hits, good for the Demons. On to the pitching. Johnson went 6.1 and gave up 1. Let me know if it starts doing it again, please. Blue line blown save. Nguyen gets the loss. Molly Mitchell has a better start than she did at the start of the sim. 5.1 innings pitched, only gave up 3. It was kind of all hands on deck here for the bullpen. Vaughn, Galvin, Wright, and Lewis all coming out. Wright getting the win. Raven Knox is our player of the game, and he ties the Detroit regular season record for base on balls with 4. We are at 93 viewers, Schoolboy Shoe. Glad to hear the sound is recovered. I want to say we started with the minors, so we can advance the day here. I want to shout out Knox Johnson and Toby McMuffin. And let me take a peek at our notepad here. We should have a bunch of featured games coming up, and this one will be the Dillos and the Mounties. If I can find it, there it is. We're going to manage this game. It's going to be all you, Mike.
All right, mount up and Dillo Glizzy Master is going to get the start for Kingston here. 4-6 on the year, a 6.83 ERA, a 1.92 WHIP. Not exactly what you would call stuff you want to see. Kingston stuff you do want to see. The power at the top of the lineup. Everything else, well, that's pretty much it. Farting House Walker and Harry Stocks and Mike Boss Jr. having good years with the bats. Double-digit bombs, hitting the ball pretty well. It's just that nothing below that has gone right for them, and the pitching certainly hasn't either. On the Dillo side of things, it's all been falling apart as of late, but still, your primary hitter is Dan King and Steve Rogers, or hitters, I should say. And Freddie Huff is a 591 on the year. He's 5-8 with a 164 whip.
We're trying to think of a prediction here.
How about
3.5 home runs in the game?
No. How about, oh boy, let's see here.
Tex Walker over under 0.5 home runs. I like that.
No,
although
that's
Shoe is biased.
Random. How about Tex Walker over under 1.5 hits? Or maybe Spock over 1.5 hits or something.
Yeah, I don't mind that either.
Perhaps we could get away runs ±5.
I will say while we're waiting for the prediction to come up, Dillos definitely have the advantage in the head-to-heads, but it should be noted they also have 2 cold players in Campbell and Adam. While the Mounties have gotten over any cold streaks they may have been having. I assume hummus is... There it is. All right, we got it. We got it.
See.
Total home runs over under 2.5.
I know it's the minors, but again, you give me a line of 2.5 on home runs, and I'm going to smash the under here. And I think I'm going to smash the under to the tune of 4,700 points.
Okay,
I think this is the one to try and hit up them returns dough.
I'm going to match you. I just matched you on the over.
All right, so we are on equal on opposite sides. Thank you for your donation.
I will say that pretty much every bet I've ever made against you, except for the most important one, I have lost.
Yeah, well, the sim made sure you got that one. Although you are an HO, so that one may have not have been clean.
Well, that would be more on me being a simmer than me being an HO.
Rigged. I mean, look at all the success that Tom Shoe has had. All the San Bernardino success in the play. You know what? Maybe not.
Shu doesn't have the file password, so he can't really do anything. Although actually maybe he does. But that's a different story. Shu helped us out a lot in the offseason, I'm just now remembering, but they were even better last season, and he did not have the password last season.
And he certainly did not win anything. Are you ready yet?
I'm ready. Yep, the thing went. It's Europe. We got on a tangent, as we
I'm up.
want to do.
Here is the master of the glizzy, and here is Trevin Knight, who goes into left. And now here comes Steve Rogers. I do apologize if I yawn, by the way. I can kind of feel it. There's stolen second base from Trevor Knight. And Steve Rogers still up. 2-2 to Rogers. Struck him out. And here is Hickams. 2-2 to Willoughby. And he, Willoughby, ground out. And here is Dan King. 3-2 to Dan. He will walk. And here is Spock. 3-1 to Spock. That is into right field, and he will beam up a run. It is 1-0. Anita Fartinghouse taking forever to get to the ball in the deep right field corner. Allows it to be a triple and 2 runs, and here is Campbell. Maybe we should have done Glizzy Master over under ERA after the game. 7 or 6.9 or something. Davis Campbell grounds out. And we go to the bottom of the first, where we will see Kingston try and respond. And really, if you're Kingston, you need to do it at the top of the lineup. Fartinghouse, Walker, Stokes, Boss, Grama, and Duncan. Then after that, yikes. Not been good for them, although that's kind of the perils of the minors, really. Freddie Huff on the mound here, 86 innings now, 5.86 ERA, as we mentioned, giving up an even 100 hits, but won't give up any in that inning. 2-0 after 1. I'll keep you updated on the out of town, as I always do. Glizzy Master bounce out to second from Mello, and here is Shapiro. Look at Shapiro into left field. That is an Ute. And here is Sacco to tackle. And Sacco grounds out, and that is going to end the top of the second. And the master of the Glizzy gets with a clean inning. Here is Mike Boss. Here in the bottom of the second, he will lead off with a base hit. Louisville's taking the first lead on the out of town. And Wallace Gromert is going to bounce into a double play. Almost threw away the ball at first base, but didn't quite. Huff walks Devonta Duncan. Jacob Mueller flies into right, and that's an out. And that will retire the inning and the side. 2-0. Amarillo Armadillos. Trevin Knight is going to walk on down to first base. So that's a walk for Glizzy Master. 3-1 to Steve Rogers. Hey, that's a little base hit in the right field. Here's Hickams. 3-1 to Willoughby, rather, and this is into left field and is going to score a run. It's 3-0. Here comes Dan King. 3-2 to King. This is into right. Is this going to get caught? Yeah, it is. Really weird depth on that. Spock gets walked, and here is Campbell. Glizzy Master is getting shelled. 2-1. That's back in the middle. That is a base hit, and that is more runs. That's a double. It is 5-0, and Glizzy Master better duck.
No home runs yet, though.
No. 1-0 here. Mello flies the center. Do you run on Duncan? No, they don't. Here's Shapiro, the 0-2 into center field, and it's caught by Shapiro on the run. Looked like it might go over the head there, but a really nice play in center. 5-0 after the top of the third. This is Rob Worth, into left field. That's an out. 2-1 now to Gelati. That ball is back, and it is gone. That's home run number 1. What was it? Was it 2.5? 3.5?
I believe it was 2.5.
The 2.5? So 1 of what needs to be 3 on pace for like, what would that be, 3.1 home runs. We're just about
Yeah,
a
we'll
third
round
of
to
the way
3.
done. Yeah, Farting House strikes out. Here comes Tex Walker. The 1-2 to Tex is a base hit into right field, and here is Stocks. The 0-1 to Harry, that is flown out into left, and an easy catch makes it an inning over. But Kingston does get back a run on a home run.
We need those bots to come out and pitch.
It's 5-1. Sacco the tackle flies out. I love saying it that way, tackle. Here is Trevin Knight, the center fielder, who's going to bounce out to first base. Hepcats getting shut out on the out of town 3-0. SB in Chicago tied at 1. Steve Rogers into center field. He is caught for the out. SCSS continues to dominate BCB. It's 4-1. Danny, how do you feel?
Yes, I do feel.
Okay, Anchorage and Dallas is tied at 1. Mike Boss gets tied up on an inside pitch, but gets it off to the left side for a base hit. Nice work there. Here's Wallace Gromit on the 0-1. This is floated awkwardly. A backpedaling Willoughby Hickams gets the out. This is a Duncan banger off the wall, and that is going to be not a run. Second and third now with one away. 2-1 to Obermuller. This is into left field. Will they test Campbell? No. And here is Rob Worth. 2-2 to Worth, a floater out towards first base. It just kind of wandered around in the sky and found its way into the glove of Shapiro. And that's the end of the inning. So Kingston cannot capitalize. Here's Hickams. Oh, what a catch in right field. Hello. Welcome to the Web Gems.
Anita Farting House with a gem.
Dan King walks, and now here is Spock into right center. That's caught easily. And here is the 0-0 to Campbell. Campbell second. First. Oh, that's a botch at first by Mike Boss Jr. That's going to cost him a bag. And, well, it would have been the end of the inning if not for the botch. 1-0 is floated into the air by Adam Mallow. He is out, so we're halfway through the ball game. Danny, your over is not looking too good there, bud.
We got time. Well, it takes 2 batters.
Yeah, we do have time. I will indeed agree with that. Here's the 3-1. Freddie Huff to Gelati. There's an out. Here's Farting House. The 1-1 to Farting House. Looking at the at-bats and hits there. Almost at 0-2. On first is Farting House for Tex Walker. Farting House going to take off and is... What is it, game? Safe. 3-2 to Walker, who's just going to sneak that one over. Is this going to be... Wow. That is some really conservative base running there. Here's Harry Stocks. Hasn't even left the outfield yet. Harry Stocks. This is a attempted stolen base that is thrown badly into center field, but the animation's kind of strange, so it looks like they threw down on a double steal with home involved. Harry Stocks into center field. That's a deep fly out, but it is going to make it 5-3. I'm pretty sure anybody is running on that. I think even my grandma could score from third base on a fly out that deep. Here is Mike Boss, who grounds out to second base, and the fifth is over.
Come on, bomb.
2-2. Shapiro struck him out. Sacco the Taco. That is a base hit into right field. And now here is Trevin Knight, the 3-1. That's a walk. Here's Steve Rogers, 18 home runs. Your biggest home run hitter in this ballgame. 2-2 to Rogers. That is back up the middle. Will this score a run? No. Then they're going to leave it to Wallaby. 3-1 to Wallaby. He wallops this one back up the middle. Nice hard one for a base hit. And that is first and second. And that is 2 runs scored. And it is 7-2 here in Kingston, north of the border, eh?
It looks like we went from 2 cold batters to 3 hot batters here, too.
Van King lines out to third. And here is Spock. 3-2, Spock gonna walk, and here comes Campbell. 0-2 to Davis, and he will strike out. Throwing bro comes in, gets the last out of the inning. Dallas up 7-1 on Anchorage. Kansas City not getting any chances against Louisville. They're going to lose that series here on the out of town. SB up 3-1. SCSF's up 5-1 on Chicago and Brew City, respectively. And Devonta Duncan, respectively, is asked to go sit down after the strikeout. Freddie Huff, Obermuller, short, first, out, bye, see you later. Top 7, here we come. Here's throwing bro. So here's one of your bots, Danny, and not your bots, but you wanted the bots.
I
So
do
here
want
you
the
go.
bots.
Yeah, you do want the bots. Here is the 3-1 to Shapiro, and he walks on down to first.
The
Here's
taco.
the taco. Oh, to Sacco the taco. A little slap bunt there. 5-0 now, by the way, Louisville Lemurs fans. Here's Trevor Knight with the bases loaded and no outs. The 1-2 tonight struck him out. Here comes Steve Rogers, who is hot right now. Here is the 1-2 to Mr. Rogers, and he will strike out. 1-0 to Wallaby Hickams, who gets a base hit. That's going to score 2 runs. Here comes Dan King. The 1-1 to King. That is through on the left side. Don't think it's going to score a run.
Ooh.
Well, that's what I would call ill-advised base running, and that is what I'd call skewered meat.
Calling that a
Dead.
fumble bumble on the runner.
Yeah, really. 9-3 your score here as we go to
Oh.
the bottom of the 7th.
That was foul.
Well, apparently, Rob Worth is using some kind of your nuclear bat because that ball, I don't think it was even in the building anymore, so I don't know how he knew it was foul. Short second first, there's a double play. All the over people are absolutely crushed right now. Anita Fartinghouse hits a weird one that just got hit ties in the infield. And we have 6 outs to play with for Kingston. But for now, the Delos are going to try and get some INS. Okay, hey, Kansas City actually scored 5-3 now. Davis Campbell into right field. Nope, that is not going to reach anywhere near the fence. Here's Milo, the 1-1 up in towards second, and that's it. So here's 3-0 to Tex Walker. That's a walk. Kevin Scarborough now in your ball game, by the way. And here's Harry Stocks. That is not Stonks for Stocks. That is a double play. 3-2 to Mike Boss Jr. He hits this one into left center field. It's carrying, but it's not going to carry far enough. And Trevin Knight will have to carry that one back in. We go to the 9th. We need a home run for you overs people. We need 2 home runs for you overs people.
It's going to happen. I'm excited about it.
Throwing Bro is going to get 2 outs with the arm. Here's Knight. Trevin will ground out, and unless the Mounties can get 2 home runs, we're going to end with the unders winning. And Danny, it's not looking good for you, buddy, because the Mounties that don't hit home runs are up. Wallace Gromit flies out. Here's Duncan into center field. That's a pop out.
Also the part of their lineup that just doesn't hit at all.
3-1 is Oba Muller will walk. It's a little bit closer to somebody who might hit a homer. Rob Worth is going to ground out to end the ball game, and the unders win. I will take my channel points, please.
F's in the chat, folks. F's in the chat.
F's in the chat for the overs people. It was like 12K and 12K. And thank you. I will take my money. Luigi, I don't know what I'm doing. 9-3 is your final score here. Anita Fartinghouse only had the 1 hit, but had a nice play out there in right field. Probably your best Kingston player. Wallaby Hickams at 5 RBIs? Actually, I didn't even track that. Very well. Oh my goodness, I got 15,000 channel points. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
There was a lot on the overs.
Wow. Holy Moses. That was 4K into 15. Let's head down to the pitching. As a massive yawn hits me, sorry guys, right at that exact second. 7 innings, 1 earned. A good start for Freddie Huffner. Not as good for Glizzy Master. ERA over 7. And look, and again, we talked about Kingston, but in all fairness to them, you probably shouldn't be having dudes over 7. That's just kind of bad luck on the ERA department. Hickams is your player of the game. I'm actually kind of surprised 5 RBIs didn't like tie a record or something. That's a lot for a regular season game.
For sure.
Minors or majors. Let's take a look around. Canada, well, a 3-run homer wasn't enough. That's because that good old-fashioned Kansas City bullpen strikes again. 5-3. Caruso 3 hits. Canada 2 hits with a home run, a 3-run shot. English and Poutine with a couple of RBIs. 3 RBI day for John F. Kennedy. Let's go down to the pitching. I think this was a Bark day. No, it was Jack Brady. 6 innings, only 1 earned, 3 runs given up. Mr. Batista with the error. I have to go have a talk with him. Cyrek, 2 2/3, 2 earned, not pitching like an all-star out of the break. Alexander, 7 innings, no earned. He pitched like an all-star, though. McFraud had the save, and Brent Alexander, the player of the game, as the night gets worse for the Hepcats. Wonderful. San Bernardino beat Chicago, so the Kingpins lose. And Pork Chop Sandwiches had their only RBI of the game. Benny Rodriguez, 3 hits and 1 RBI. Vanderbilt, 1 RBI there. Daytona and ahead are the other people with ribbies. Robert Grimes, 7 innings, 1 earned. Yosoi Lanzador, 6 innings, 3 earned. And Benny Rodriguez Jr. is your player of the game. Isn't that Matty Ice?
I'm not sure.
I believe. Chew? Yeah, there you are, Maddie. I don't know if I actually don't remember anybody shouting this out on stream. Maybe they did it Tuesday when I was in bed. But if nobody hasn't publicly, Maddie Ice is a co-GM now. So I don't know if anybody did this or not, but congratulations, Maddie. New co in San Bernardino. I just realized that. I don't think I ever heard anybody say it anywhere.
Okay, Hummus
Oh,
put
it
it in his
right
on his mind,
okay.
but it's always good to announce things on stream too, because I know we get usually different audiences tune into the PBE in different ways.
Yeah, I saw Benny Rodriguez. I was like, actually, wait a minute. Did anyone say that? So yeah, congratulations for the player of the game and the new job, and welcome to the Miners Co-GM family.
As co-GM of the San Bernardino 66ers.
Dillos and oh wait, we saw that one. Wrong score. Swiftsteeds and BCB 8-2. 2 RBI or 2 hits rather, and 4 RBIs for Hussey, and 2 RBIs for Smith. 1 RBI and 2 walks for Jody Groundball. Sosa, 2 walks for BCB, 1 RBI for Pierre Monet. Good to see Monet doing good for you guys. And let's go down to the pitching. Solinger, 4 4 on the year, 3 2/3, 5 earned. Sideway, 3 2/3, 1 earned. Mike Hussey is your player of the game in front of just 202 people. Nobody wanted to go watch that game. Finally, Dallas and Anchorage, and Dallas takes a hunk out the Wheelers on this one. 3 RBIs for Jebediah Crunk, 2 for Edwards. A whole lot, by the way, top of that order. Dallas's top half of that lineup, they had one heck of a day. Anchorage, not so much. Only two hits for Hunt's Ketchup, or Catsup, as it were. Let's go down to the pitching, see who got roughed up for the wheelies, and wheeling and not dealing was, well, really, it was Balto.
That's got to be a bot.
Oh, yeah. Velasquez, 5 innings, 3 earned. Gurin, I'll have to explain that bot name to me. Sanchez, 6 4, no earned, although 1 run. So talk to the defense on that 1 run.
Do you don't know about Balto?
Balto what?
Balto the sled dog?
No.
Balto's like the most famous sled dog. He like delivered vaccines to a village in Alaska and saved a lot of lives. There's like a movie about him. He's got a statue in Central Park. I think they play at like Balto Park in Anchorage. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Balto's kind of a big deal.
Neat. Okay. Didn't know that. Color me interested. Giovanni Sanchez, your player of the game and starter for the Dallas Dynamos. Boise hangs on to beat the Crabs 8-3, 3 RBIs for Finn Reese, 2 RBIs for Petra Sabor. Bjorn Svanberg, 3 RBIs. Let's head down to the pitching.
I'm trying to type, okay?
Stop typing. Start doing your job.
Fair enough.
Bill Bisquick, 7 innings, 3 earned. Leo Robert, 4 2/3, 5 earned. Bill Bisquick, your player of the game. Cancun and Kashima have a war of no pitching, none allowed. I don't think the pitchers were allowed to enter the ballpark. 15-2, Cancun scoring more runs in the last two games than they have the whole season. Everybody except poor Lonnie Anderson got a hit in this one for the Toros. Most everybody except for poor Lonnie got an RBI. What are you doing? Got an RBI. You gonna skip the box score where everybody scored? LaFleur 4 RBIs, Walrus 3 for Kishima, 4 RBIs for Ruiz, 2 for Stud, 3 for Cloudera, and 2 for Sumi 2. Get your head in the game, Danny.
I had unexpected company. Are we good with the pitching yet?
Yeah, go down to the pitching.
Okay.
Evans, 3 1/3, 6 earned. Danny sticking with doing his job for the moment. Nacho Varga, 5 innings, 4 earned. Peter LaFleur gets the player of the game in Bowie Wowie Stadium, and Ace Carter ties the Cancun regular season game record for runs. That's the time you score with 4. All right, Danny, let's go to the next game, and it's Vancouver and OBX. Can you do that? Yes, you can. And OBX loses here to Vancouver. Herb Sessions, 3 RBIs. Gibbles has 2. OBX has just 6 hits, but Wesley Nakia did have 2 RBIs. Let's head down to the pitching. Danny, much better at following instructions in this one. 6 innings and 5 earned for Ripspod. Digger Jr., 5 2/3, 4 earned. And Herb Sessions, did you play the game? Wow. In front of 133 people. I think they must have been scared of the Thunder. No real thunder brought in this one, though. Just a nice, simple 4-3 baseball game broke out. Tomato Turtle had 3 hits. Akuna Matata had 3. New Orleans had some hits from the top of the order, but the RBIs came from Sneck and Bonanza and DiStefano Jr. New Orleans and San Antone pitching. Let's go take a look.
I'd just like to report that Van Hooligan X has been murdered in the chat by Mint Trojan PhD.
McDougal, 5 1/3, 1 earned. Ryan Rose, 10 7. That's not a rosy stat line. Or at least not for him. 5 innings, 3 earned, 4.2 ERA. What are you talking about?
Nothing.
Oh, you are so immature.
I really am.
Not as immature as Van Hooligan, who gave a nice 4.20 ERA.
Oh, I'm all about the chat engagement. I love reading the chat while I stream. I'll be honest.
I didn't know we let children into head office.
I don't even think I'm the youngest person in head office.
Really?
I don't think so. But I'm not sure about that. I think I might be older than Shu.
Really?
I believe so.
What? I didn't know you were like 63.
What?
Because isn't today Shu's 62nd birthday?
Okay. All right. I got.
Happy birthday, Shu.
Happy birthday, Shu.
I think you're like 62, even though I did this and I haven't even kept. Well, I didn't do this. I started adding the years and I can't keep track. I've completely lost track of how many birthdays this has been. Yes, everybody, wish Shu a happy birthday.
Big 62. We're gonna go with 62.
All right, we're going with 62. We're going to resume. We're going to say, as of now, March 25th, he's 62 years old. And I think this is like the one instance where he's not in chat.
No, he's there. He said Big 62.
Did he?
Yep.
Oh, gosh. All right, let's go on.
I don't even. We just did Rugers, right? We're on Voyagers
Yep,
and Stars.
we're on the Voyagers and the Stars.
We went on a bit of a tangent, I'll be honest.
And Danny has gone back into hell again. And the Voyagers win 12-4 in this one. Kevin Choate getting his mojo back. Stevenson, 4 RBIs. Danny, are you back from the pit of despair?
I am.
There you are. 2 hits for Hotman and Fry. 4 hits for Cade Munson. Bazeros Balkan on the pitching. 4 1/3, 8 earned. Yow! Choate, 7 1/3, 4 earned there. Dylan Hodge is your POTG. Hepcat Hall of Fame representing. Detroit and Indy. Oh, this is a sad sight to see.
It's the greatest
As the
sight to see.
Apex lose to the Demons. No, it's not. Besides, wouldn't you rather BCB beat Kansas City anyway?
Eh,
But
not this season.
all these Demons runs came up against You Need to Calm Down, who is a former Swifties legend. Or I guess still Swifties legend. Beaver. Here's Raven Knox, who had 3 walks in this game. I think that's worth pointing out, because that is a very good day when you have only 1 at bat, but it's because you drew walks, and that's worth pointing out. Twitch Armstrong had 3 hits. Indianapolis, 1 RBI for Winston and 1 for MVP Hood. But other than that, a whole lot of nothing. Let's go down to the pitching, see who threw in this one. Austin Bentley, 6 and the 3rd. Then Ricky Vaughn the hold, Bellinger the save. You Need to Calm Down. 5 earned run. Oh my goodness, I pitched again and didn't give up a run. This is like my best major sim ever.
I'd really like to see who got that hit off you.
Not worth
No,
showing.
you let an inherited runner score. I didn't have an RBI, so it wasn't me.
No. All right, Bentley, your player of the game at the Brickyard.
So I think the second player of the game, the sim for Bentley. So Bentley having himself a sim.
Mm-hmm. It is indeed. Well, Scorpions win 6-4 against Sarasota. Cologne 2 hits. Fulman 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Same thing for Elliot Alderson, another Hepcat Hall of Famer, hitting 280 as a second year. There we go, Mr. Alderson. Bugescu 3 RBIs. For Sarasota. Sorry. Let's head down to the pitching. What do you say we look at a VV Zielman win 6 innings and 3 earned runs? Buster Nutt 3 2/3 and 5 earned. I Am Fulman is your player of the game.
And that'll do it because we started with the minors.
Can we sell Austin Bentley body pillows? God, no.
I'm sure it exists. But we're going to move on from that.
It should.
And we have our only stinky major league game of the day. We have primetime number 5 here. It's going to be the Foxes in Toro Land. And this was the first primetime where I honestly considered taking the Foxes.
Well, it is against Cancun.
I think I went with Cancun just because I like to give a little nod to home field advantage. But I could be mistaken.
I think I went with Cancun, but just because I played there for 1 spring training.
Oh my lord. I just
What?
clicked on a DM from Gurin. That was a mistake. I'm glad that was not on stream.
Wait, what? What? What?
Moving right along, Kashima vs. Cancun, primetime number 5, pitching.
Investigation into this?
Nope.
Curran, what did you do?
Everything is fine. Pitching for the Foxes is Ivy Leaf, who's got a 6-6 record, or had a 6-6 record, I should say.
Curran sus is right.
It is still a 6-6 record as I blow right on through this.
Was that a copy poster? What was that?
The ERA has come up a little bit since the start of the sim. Was started at 3.57, is now at 3.86. And the whip has gone up a tad as well. For the Toros, it's Callaway Flowers. He was 1-9. He's now 1-10. ERA inching towards 7. I really hope the prediction is what did Gurin send Danny B? To put it gently, this isn't a battle of the giants. The Foxes started at 19-45, and I think have gotten 2 wins since then. The Toros started at 17-47, and I think they've gained 2 as well. They're both currently acting as the caboose to their respective divisions, and I would say it's a fierce battle for the 1 overall, but as Mike reminded me earlier, those will go to the expansion team. So it's a fierce battle for the number 3 overall. As for team stats, they are legendary, as the Toros have only 1 stat where they aren't in the double digits, and it's still a tie. The Foxes have 4, so they have that going for them in the matchup. I'm not sure which stats we're referring to, but we are referring to stats.
I think I'm going to need the vomiting inside of the asterisks to describe the Toro season on the end wrap. Who just put like 80,000 on the under? Oh my god! By the way, prediction is as it expired. Stolen bases over under 1.5, and I hit the over, and I don't know who put like 80K on the under, but you just lost all your channel
That
points.
was
dude.
Beaver. Beaver said he was going to put
Oh, of course
69,000.
you did.
Nice.
Nice. Beaver don't need the money.
We have a few individual stats to go through before we get into this game. The 3 longest losing streaks in the league belong to the Foxes and the Toros. The top 3 of those losses go to Etsuko Rune, Brass Lemon, and Nacho Varga. The batter with the most strikeouts is going to be the Toros' Big Chungus. Most errors, the top 4 is made up entirely of Foxes and Toros. Fox is the only team with a starting pitcher with no wins. That would be Jack Rollo. I'm not sure if that's still true, but I think it is. Out of the Park 2021 apparently granted the title of cold to every starting pitcher on the Toros roster, although it seems that they've lost that.
Oh my
And
god.
yeah, certainly this will be a game for the ages.
Yep. This will be one of those folks where you can just sit back, grab your phones, turn on Yakety Sax, and watch it play.
As Cloudera leads us off here, skies that into center field. Here's Vidal Valor. That's going to be skied on the infield to the second baseman. Here is Oakwood Stud, the first single of the ball game. There goes the no-hitter that the Toros had going for them through 2 outs. It's going to be a single. Here's Ruiz. That'll be a strikeout. So that'll do it for that. As we move on to Michael Fitted at the top of the lineup for the Toros, he's going to strike out. Second baseman, swinging a left-handed. Here's Salmons, also left-handed. And
Slammins?
the first baseman, I hope they call that an error, because that should be an error. They call that a 2-base hit. I call it an error. Regardless, Carter is going to ground to the first baseman.
Well, you know what? We don't care what you call it.
Esposito will hit to the shortstop. Here's Kevin Hunter, center fielder. He's going to sky that one, a little bloop single over the second baseman's head. He'll make a wide turn of first, but decide to stay put. Here's Peter Dawson Jr., and that's going to be a passed ball, a little fumble-bumble action.
Bumble.
Okay, the passed balls keep on coming. We'll do a double fumble-bumble. As Peter Dawson just hopes to have his at-bat, and oh, what an at-bat he just had. He is really wearing out my gifts as we put up the fumble bumbles and now the out of the park home run. So those pass balls don't end up amounting to much because you score from first just as easily as third on that hit. Here's Benito Alomar, and I was getting really excited. I thought they might have gone back-to-back, but that will be caught just shy of the dirt. Here is Chess Sims, hit to the first baseman. Pawa Lowit Joe, shortstop, right-handed, is going to, get that batting average even closer to .100. It's LaFleur in now. The first time through the batting order, I should say. The Foxes have 3 hits and 2 runs, so decent performance. As Walrus hits this into left field, caught by the left fielder. Center fielder came over to back him up, but wasn't needed. Here's Anderson with a strikeout. And we'll head back to the top of the lineup here, Cloudera, as we have 3 Foxes on fire and 1 cold. Here's Vidal Valor, trying to get that batting average towards 300. That'll help as it's past the diving shortstop for a single. Oakwood Stud in the sky. Center field should be caught, and it is caught. Here's Ruiz with 2 outs and a runner on first on the ground to third. The third baseman will whip it over to first for the out. Here's Dom Drozdov. Little swinging bunt to shortstop, and he's going to beat that one out. That's a single. Big Chungus on the ground to second. They could turn the double play, and they do turn the double play. So first time through the order, 2 hits for Cancun and no runs. One of those runners erased on the double play. Here's Fitted with 2 outs. Salmons, that'll be past the second baseman, and now the double play is looming large, as that surely would have been an RBI. Here's Carter. And that'll be a single, so they will get that run. They will break up the shutout on the RBI single from Ace Carter. Esposito in now, cleanup man, trying to clean up the bases, but he will ground to second, and the side will be retired.
He does clean up the bases. It's not the way he wants.
Fair. Kevin Hunter, he hunts for the pitch he wants, doesn't see it, and takes a walk. Here's Peter Dawson Jr. He had that bomb not so long ago. He'll get a fielder's choice here, though. Benito Alomar Pitch looked like it was about to hit Benito, but he swung at it and sent it on the ground. Here is Peter LaFleur on the ground to short, over to first. Watermelon Walrus past the first baseman. Sliding into second is the Walrus. As Anderson gets not a hit, that's on the ground to second. I thought it beat the second baseman, but it didn't. This one skied high. Center fielder going back, catches it at the warning track, and that'll retire the side. Here's Sims. I can go through some of the scores. The Apex are beating the Demons 5-0. That's probably why Beaver wanted me to go through the scores, as Lowit Joe grounds out.
That
The
was a no-hitter up until the top of the fifth.
Vandals are winning 5-0. Nashville and New York tied as the Foxes go down in order. Sloths beating New Orleans by just 1 run as Chungus strikes out. Providence losing to the Raptors to the tune of 6-2 as Michael Fitted grounds out. And we're back to the Demons, who have 3 hits and are hoping to come back here. It's 0-2 Sarasota DVS. I missed that one as Tilapia Salmons flies out. And OBX is the team that is losing to Vancouver 0-4. Back to the game. Vidal Valor grounds out. Here is Oakwood Stud. Going to ground out the same way to second base. And Julio Ruiz past the third baseman into the left field corner there. He's going to go for 2 bases. It's going to be close, but he walks right on in with a double. So runner in scoring position for Kevin Hunter. Takes a walk. 2 runners on for Peter Dawson Jr. Home run would be big here, but he'll take a single. I'm sure that should be an RBI, as that's brought in back on the infield. We have runners at the corner now for Benito Alomar. On the ground in the left field, another single for the Foxes as they build on their lead. Here's Sims with another single. I think it might be time to get Flowers out of here. He's not giving up big hits, but single, and the damage will add up. And here's Ryan Shu, so they do get rid of him, and he strikes out Lowit Joe on a pitch that looked quite inside. And you can actually see right there it was pretty far off the plate. Here's Ace Carter on the ground to short. Esposito in now, swinging it from the right side of the plate. We'll send that back up the middle. Center fielder is coming in on it. Came in on it well, made the catch. Peter LaFleur is hot, and they'll show it with a little bloop single there. Rounding first, he'll turn around. Watermelon Walrus on the ground to second. No shot at 2, but they'll get the force at first, and they didn't need to because that was the third out. We're through 7 here, 5-1. 8 hits to 7 as Cloudera skies that one on the infield. Vidal Valor strikes out. Ryan Shu doing well out of the pen here. Here's Oakwood Stud. He'll issue a walk. And Julio Ruiz on the ground to third. That'll be the put out, and it will retire the side. Excuse me. Here is Lance LaRue in now. He'll get a ground out of Anderson. Drozdov in. He'll get a strikeout out of him. And here's Bobo Big Chungus. Not Bobo Chungus, Big Chungus. That's going to be a single. Michael Fitted as the crowd starts clapping. That'll be a single. Runners first and second now with 2 outs for Tilapia Salmons, who will take a walk to base the juices. Here's Ace Carter. That's going to be a single. It'll score 1 run. It should score 2 runs. The runner will stay at second, so it'll be a 2 RBI single as the Demons put some runs on the board. Esposito, that's a soft hit ground ball, and ooh, that's a slow runner. I thought he would have that play beat, but just didn't quite have the speed for it. OBX also putting some runs on the board, and the Voyagers have taken a lead in that series. That one's hit a mile high, a mile far. That's well out of the park into the bullpen there of the opposing team, I think. 438 feet. I had a catch attempt from the left fielder, but he did not manage it. As now Peter Dawson Jr. will step up. So we have home runs from the 5 and 6 hole. That one's skied by Peter Dawson. Benito Alomar will strike out. They've got 1 more out to play with. Here's Jess Sims. And they'll keep that out alive with a single. Pawa Lowit Joe stepping in on the ground to third. They'll take the easy out at second for the fielder's choice and retire the side. Bottom of the 8th, Peter LaFleur, DJ Law pitching. DJ gets the ground out to the third baseman. Walrus skies this one. Center fielder's coming in on it though. Caught. And Lonnie Anderson, the catcher. Past the first baseman into right field. It'll be a single. Dom Drozdov now. Little swing and bunt there, and they will get the out at second. Here's Cloudera. The Foxes have one last opportunity to add to their lead. That'll be skied. The right fielder will call off the center fielder, Vidal Valor. From the right side of the plate, we'll strike out on a 1-2 pitch. It's a fastball. Here's Oakwood Stud. Center fielder has to go back on this one and can't make the catch there. Ball had just a little too much giddy up. As Oakwood Stud heads into second with an extra base hit. Ruiz. Oh, a sliding catch there from the center fielder. That's Tilapia Salmons the second, showing he's still got good range.
We have any stolen bases?
One, I think.
One.
As Big Chungus gets a single, that's how they need to start this one. Here's Michael Fitted. That's a single. Should be first and second. I don't think they'll test that. Tilapia Salmons could tie the game on one hit. He will get a single. So we actually are looking at a walk-off situation here for Ace Carter. Oh my, did I just summon it?
Yes, you did!
That's a walk-off home run for Ace Carter. 416-foot grand slam will walk the game off. 7-6, 15 hits to 11. The Toros were down the whole game, but it did not matter in the 9th when Ace Carter came up in the biggest situation and delivered. The home crowd went home happy. I'm sure there are some fans that left in the top of the 9th who heard some disappointing news on the radio as they realized they blew what could have been an exciting evening for them. Not too much to say here. Peter Dawson Jr. had a game. He had that home run, 3 RBIs, 2 hits. 3 hits from each of the top 3 batters on the Toros side of things. Pitching was Ivy Leaf and Flowers, no decision. Law with the loss and the blown save. Dasani Voss only gave up 1 run in 2 innings, inching that ERA a little lower. Ace Carter, well-deserved player of the game, and ties the Cancun regular season record for RBIs with 7. Wow.
No SBs, hummus. So give Bieber all your channel points, I guess.
I don't know how Beaver does it, but he always does. 7 RBIs for Ace Carter.
Beaver, put in chat how many channel points you have now.
How many did you win? 105.1 thousand channel points go to Beaver.
And 7 others.
10 million PBE money. You know that.
He's at 97K.
You know Beaver needs that money too.
Oh my god.
Anyway, we'll take a look around the league here. The Scorpions winning at home 5-1. Looking at our batters, a couple of 3-hit games for Cologne and Sim. 2 for 4 for Io Torrent with an RBI. Pitching, it's Coco McQuack with a loss, gave up 2 over 5. Shane Green will take the win, 8.1 innings, 8th win, 1 earned run, 12 strikeouts, 115 pitches. Shane Green's your player of the game at the Danny DeVito. The Vandals will beat the Aviators, doubled in the hit column, tripled in the run column. We'll talk about Outer Banks first. We'll just look at the 2 hits from Dub City with an RBI. Meanwhile, in Vancouver, you got to talk about the 3 for 4, 2-run, 3 RBI, 1 walk performance of Zach Mouse. On to the pitching, it's going to be Rise Funk, right? Raise Funk. 4.1 innings, he gave up 4 and got pulled, gets the loss. Takahashi taking the win, his 3rd on the season, just 1 run over 5.2. A hold for Pressing. Zach Mouse is the clear player of the game. Voyagers and Stars, we're looking at 2 hits for Swerve and Stevenson. We're looking at 2 hits for Philly Fan and 2 RBIs for Buswell. Onto the pitching, Tokiyami 5.1, gave up 4. The win goes to Lemieux in relief, 1.2 clean innings. Miller gets the save at 2 for New York.
Okay, so Beaver had 96K channel points, but he told us he won 94 thou off that bet.
That's a lot of money. Lucky El Charo, no decision. 2 earned, 3 runs given up over 6. McFlorida Man with a loss, the blown save, 2 runs over 1. And Nguyen gave up 1. Lucky El Charo, player of the game. We should note that Hardin Long ties the New York Voyagers regular season game record for walks with 4 walks from Lucky El Charo. There it is. Wait, Hardin Long. Lucky El Charo is player of the game. I do want to save this. I mean to do that more often. On to the Sloths and the Rubers. 6-4 win for the visiting Sloths. Looking at our batters, 2 for 3 for Matata. Looking over here, 2 for 4 for Cook. 2 RBIs for Slithery Sneck. On to the pitching, Rayner, 6 innings, 4 earned. But the win will go to Windsor, 1.2 clean innings in relief. On Nola's side of things, Getty went 7, gave up 4. And DeMarco gets the loss after going 2 and giving up 2. John Rayner is our player of the game. Crabs and Raptors, it's going to be 9-7. Raptors winning the home game here. Wow, a 4 for 5 day for Rusty Kunso. Can't blame the loss on him. Meanwhile, for Boise, we're looking at a 4 for 5 day for Finn Reese. So a couple of 4-hit games here. 4 RBIs for Connor McDavitt. On to the pitching, it was 4 or 5 pitchers for each team. Tachibana going 1.1 and giving up 6. Daly going 4.2 and giving up 6. Neither starter doing a whole lot there. The decisions will go to the bullpen. Farias takes the loss for Providence. Meanwhile, for the Raptors, Law gets the win, Paul the hold, White the save, McDavitt player of the game. Foxes and Toros, we know what happened. Apex and Demons, 7-2 loss. The Demons will receive. The Apex win the home game. To inch towards that record, it's going to be tight between those teams for some wild card spots. Multi-hit games for Detroit from Knox, Dimes, Stacking Paper, and Danny B. For the Indianapolis Apex, we're looking at only 2 multi-hit games coming from Bauer and Magicomo. Dover and Bauer each getting a pair of RBIs. On to the pitching, it's another loss for striker Spinrate, who has had a bad sim despite having a fantastic season, gave up 5
I was
over
gonna say,
3.2.
We talked about what a good sim Hummus has had. Spin rate has not at all.
No, it's like they traded spaces.
Yeah.
Lagoose taking the win, 7 innings pitched to earn their 7th win, 2 earned runs. Slepian clean over 2, and Shifty Lagoose is the player of the game. Only 1 earned for Palmer, yep. Palmer is settling down in the pen. That'll do it for the majors. We started with the majors here because we had that prime time, but there were no minors. I knew all along, I promise.
Yeah, well, yeah, you totally did, I'm sure.
As we have our last featured matchup here, it's going to be Anchorage and the Lemurs. We do need to advance the day to get there. We'll have one more quick sim day after this, but I do want to take us into the manage screen here. I'll let Mike take it away with some fun facts.
It do be me. Hello, everybody. Anchorage and Louisville. So let's talk about the starters. Cantaloupe Crocodile, the lefty, 5-5 on the year, 477. Although that 1.55 WHIP does not pair well with only 4 strikeouts per 9. Perry Hodder, 8-5 with a 345, only 5.6 strikeouts per 9 there. Hitting is what the wheelies dealy really is. That's what carries them.
That's Beavers channel points for anyone who's curious.
Diamondo 314 average, Wonder Franco 309, Fisher 310, a cardboard cutout Derek Jeter 337. That's where their bread and butter is made, and that's where their bread and butter has been the whole year. Louisville, off Maxto Puccin and Xander English, and some quite aggressive moves, said, look, we don't want to wait. We don't want to. I mean, I don't know your strategy, Danny, but it certainly seemed like the BCB strategy is to wait and build more traditionally. Louisville said, well, we want to be a little bit better, and we want to be a little bit better right now. And that's not working. It worked early in the year, but now mid and late parts of the year, it looks like that strategy isn't going to work nearly as well. And like I said, their best hitter Maxto Poutine, a 721 OPS. And you're not going to win a lot of ball games like that. So let's go ahead and into this one, Danny. What do you say, buddy?
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it. And here's Crocodile. 126 hits given up in them 105 innings pitched. And Diamundo strikes out. Here's Franco. 2-2. Franco popped up. Shallow. And that's an out at short. And here's Fisher. The 1-0 to Will is kind of slap bunted, and that's first base for Will Fisher. Here's a cardboard cutout of Derek Jeter. The 0-2 of Derek Jeter, and that one is slammed into the left field corner. That is going to be, or left center corner, by the way. That is going to be a triple.
Yep.
And Will Fisher score. Gap. Sounds like a car that can't start. Cesar Suave into left field. That is going to be the end of the inning, methinks. Yes, it will be. And now we get to see Louisville come to bat, down 1-0. Here's Andrew Myth. That is back up the middle for base hit off Perry Hodder. Almost at 110 innings pitched on the year. Just needs one out to get there, and 99 hits given up. There's 110 innings now for Perry Hodder. And there's a walk to Muckers O'Houlihan. Here's Maxto Poutine, 288, 4 home runs and 41 RBIs. And a double steal nets them second and third with one out for Poutine. Fly out into left field. Will you test Will Fisher? Probably not that shallow. They do. And Will Fisher apparently threw using a wet noodle instead of his arm. And somehow did not throw that guy out. Ruben Ramirez back up the middle. Not going to throw him out at home plate. Derek Jeter, a cardboard cutout of him, just didn't have enough arm strength. Although, how does a cardboard cutout of Derek Jeter have any arm strength, really? You know, I feel like center is a really bad spot for a cardboard cutout of anybody, let alone a shortstop. 2-1 Louisville. They do score on 2 balls into the outfield. Hunt's catch up now. Singles into right field. Cantaloupe Crocodile give up 3 hits so far in this ball game. There's Killian Ray back up the middle. That's another base hit. Make it 4. And it is 2-1. I don't think we did a prediction for this. Troy Dominic, the 1-2, that is shot off into right field, and that is another hit. Oh, actually, they're going to try and score the runner, and they are. It's 2-2. Really surprised that they went with scoring that runner there. Here's Theopolis Sudiat. Probably did that wrong. That's another single. It's death by a single. Here's Diamundo, 3-2, short, second, first. So you will get the double play, but you will give up the run. But if at this point, I mean, you absolutely take that if you're Louisville. Here's Franco. 2-0 to Franco is, it's under the second baseman's glove. And it's 4-2.
I hit Fumble Bumble, but apparently they ruled that a single.
And that is a bounce out for Will Fisher. So Anchorage scores 3, and it is 4-2 as Louisville comes to bat the second time. Here is Ronaldinho, who will bounce out. Here's John F. Kennedy, who strike him out. And here is Zaxxon. 1-2 to Zaxxon, struck him out. And now we go, oh no, wait, what? Oh, okay, that was very odd. We went quite quickly to the top of the third, and I thought the arrow was on the bottom of the third. That was kind of weird for a second. Weird.
We all have our
all right,
let's
go bottom 3. I got startled by just how quick we got to the top of the third and thought Perry Hodder was still pitching. I was like, what? Did we skip half an inning? Here are bottom third, Xander English. That's into left field, and that's a single. And here's O'Houlihan. 3-1 to him, and that's a walk. It's like we went too quick for the game or something, at least on my screen. Although I am lagging quite terribly. Poutine. And that is deep into right center field, and that ball is crushed and gone. 444 feet. And Maxto Poutine puts this 5-4. 3-run bomb to give him the lead, and Perry Hodder is not looking so hot anymore. Ruben Ramirez, that's a ground out. What in God's name is that face gen Wombat? I know Ed Barkus was weird. Did you have to make that one weird too? 3-2 strikeout. Oh, what is Cantaloupe Crocodiles?
I think
Oh
it's
my
a
God.
cantaloupe or a crocodile. I'm not sure.
Oh, Lord.
Hard
Troy
to
Dominic
say.
back up the middle. Yeah, I don't want to say. There's the 3-0, and that's a walk of Theo. I'm going to call that person from now on. Here's Diamundo, 1-1, and that is smacked off into right center. That's going to get down, and that is a double. Is it 2 runs? No, it's just 1. It's tied. Here's Franco. Here comes the 2-2 to Franco from Loud Sly. By the way, new pitcher in the ball game, and that is 7-5. And I do believe Crocodile was responsible for both of those runners, so that means it's 7 earned runs for the Cantaloupe Crocodile. Fisher and the cardboard cutout Derek Jeter both strike out, so Sly gets out of the inning, but it's 7-5. Louisville, hey, look, we scored 5 runs. Well, you gave up 7. That's unfortunate. Ronaldinho flies out, or pops out rather, but hey, you know what? That's the game of baseball. John F. Kennedy, that's into the corner. And here is Zaxton. He will get this down for a base hit. Innings not quite gone yet. Here's Andrew Myth. The 1-0 to Myth, that is up into right field, although it's going to be caught. And we are going to go to the top of the 5th with Anchorage leading 7-5. Out of town time in Milwaukee, Kingston and BCB tied at 1-1 in the Battle of the Basement Dwellers. Dallas and San Bernardino 5-1. Dallas in that one. Could that be a World Series preview? We'll see. SCSS leading Chicago. I think that would be State College's first win of the sim if they hang on. And Kansas City up 4-1 in a nice-sized game. Not quite a big game, but a nice-sized game against the Dillos. As Sly gives up 2 hits in the meantime, and now a pass ball means Troy Dominic is up in a 1-1 count with second and third and 1 away. And here's that very next pitch to Troy Dominic that will drive in a run on a ground out. And here is Theo. The 1-2, Theo, left field, easy one, and that is the inning, that half of the inning done. 8-5 now your score. Here's Huncho Gusto, and English grounds out. Here is O'Houlihan, and that is ground out. And here is Poutine, as the Dillos tie the game up, because why could Mark Murley ever pitch well? And here comes Ruben Ramirez. The 1-1 to Ramirez, that is into right center field. And that is going to be a base hit. And again, why could Mark Murley ever pitch well? Here is the 1-0. Simba Thrallers, the former Hempcat, smashes that one, as Danny mentioned earlier, taken in the IA draft. Gets a base hit, and now it's 8-6. And here's Ronaldinho. The 1-1, that is into right field. Oh, that was hit pretty hard. I kind of thought it might have had a chance to at least go off the wall there for a second, but it did not. And we go to the top of the 6th. That 8-6. That is one heck of a lot of runs. That is a walk of Diamundo. Here comes Franco. And that is actually Diamundo off. Oh, yeah, well, that stealing on the pitch out winds up being bad. Here's Franco, the 1-0. That's back up the middle, but we will still get Wonder on. And here is...
You don't see the pitch out too often, but I mean, that one worked to perfection.
Yes, it did. Absolutely. Fisher pops out to second base. Kingston's got that lead over BCB. And here is cardboard cutout of Derek Jeter, and that ball is gone. 10-6. Crooked numbers everywhere. 404 feet. So Loud slides out of the ballgame for King Julian. That's a walk of Cesar Suave. And here's Hunt's Ketchup. And short second base. The combo at 6 and 4 of Ramirez and Myth hooks up for that. And we go bottom 6. Speaking of bottom 7, SB has tied with Dallas 6-6. Remember, that's 5-1 at one point. John F. Kennedy hits single. Here's Zaxon. Gets Huncho Gusto still. Actually, we're going to have a stolen base from Kennedy. Yeah, we are. His 16th of the year. Zaxon's 1 for 2, and that is a ground out to Killian Ray. Although the 7th run of the ball game is standing at third, Myth will fly out. This is going to score the run. Yes, it will. And here's Xandar English. The 1-1 to English. That is sprayed between short and third. That's going to be a base hit. And here is O'Houlihan. 2-2 to him up into left. That is an easy out. So let's go top 7 now. 2-0 from King Julian, the underhanded, the submariner, if you will. As Killian Ray singles back up the middle. 3 for 4 day for Ray. Here's Troy Dominic, the 2-1 to Troy. That one is lifted up into right center field. That is a fly out. And here's Theo. 2-1 to Theo. That is into left, and it is going to get down. And that's first and second, one away. Here's Diamundo. 3-1 to Diamundo. That is a base hit, and we are going to score a run. Yes, we are. 11-7 now. Here is Franco. This is popped up high into the air, and that is caught quite easily by the pitcher. And now it's Fisher who flies out to right field. 11-7 is what we have at stretch time. Top of the 8th, Kansas City leading 5-4 in the Dillo Dome against Amarillo. We just skipped a score. I think that was still a tie in San Bernardino. At least I think. Maxto Putin gets on first base on one of them slap bunt-looking dealies. Ruben Ramirez strikes out.
Still a tie for sure.
Yep, still tied. Yep, SCSS beating Chicago. I think BCB did lose 2-1. Simba Thrallers up the plate. Oh, they threw out Maxto Putin. Nice job, Troy Dominic. And San Bernardino takes the lead against Dallas, and Amarillo ties. I'm just not going to say anything about the score anymore. Ronaldinho bounces out to the catcher just right in front of home plate. All Dominic had to do was grab it and throw it. And, hey, quite the nice inning from Troy Dominic there behind the plate. And that was cardboard cutout of Derek Jeter grounding out. Here's Cesar Suave into right. That is a base hit. And now here's Hunt's catch-up. 2-2 to Hunt in the center. Caught. And now the Dillos have taken the lead. Here is a 1-0 that just sneaks by. That's going to be first and third on a hustling Cesar Suave. Wow, Killian Ray gets a runner to third unexpectedly. And there is a pickoff at first base. Wow.
Been a lot of
End of the top of the 8th.
been a lot of those runners getting caught out.
Yeah, really. By the way, Dallas tied the game at the top of the 9th. Here is Husky. I don't doubt that's anything but a bot. John F. Kennedy gets on first base. Here is Zaxxon. Zaxxon strikes out. Here's Myth. Myth up into center field. That is caught. And here is the 1-0 to Xander English into center. It's the end of the 8th. Hepcats down to their last strike on that out of town. Let's see what Dallas and SB is. Dallas threatening to score. As now Dominic flies out to center. Ooh, San Bernardino bases loaded with 2 away.
They had bases loaded
Theo
with 1 away.
Did they really? Now it's 2, and now we're in the 10th there. Diamundo grounds to short, second, first. And we end the top of the 9th. Got to go bottom. Dillos did win because we would have seen the Hepcats, or we would have seen the Dillos hit bottom 9 if they didn't. So Hepcats blow a lead there. What else is new? Muckers O'Houlihan. Nice catch in the pocket.
For Kennedy.
Hello. Cardboard cutout to Derek Jeter. Maxto Putin walks on down to first base. And here's Ruben Ramirez. 3-1 to Ramirez. Lead dog comes in. Nearly a 10 ERA. Dallas takes the lead on the out-of-town, and Simba Thrallers singles back up the middle. Maybe bringing in the 10 ERA pitcher up only 4 was not a good idea with how high a scoring the game's been. Here's the Ronaldinho, and that one's off the catcher. That's a pass ball, and that's going to be a run, and I would be ringing the danger alarm.
And the 3-1 county walks.
Here's Hero, oh no, and all the Wheelers fans are going, oh no. First pitch to John F. Kennedy, third. Not going to get anybody but the runner at second. And here is Zaxxon with 2 outs. 0-2. Zaxxon is going to pop up to the catcher, and a shaky, quaky, achy, breaky end is avoided. That one was scary for the Wheelers, although they did win 11-9. Franco and a cardboard cutout, Derek Jeter both had 3 RBIs. Max Poutine had 4 for Louisville. Let's go down to the pitching. Quite the long one there. Perry Hunter, 3 2/3, 5 earned. Cantaloupe Crocodile, 3 1/3, 7 earned. Max Poutine is your player of the game. Yeah, there's really no good pitching there, basically at all. One pitcher didn't even make it. One pitcher didn't even get an out. Wow, the 66ers came back with 2 in the 9th or in the 10th. Wow, won that game 10-9. That one was wild.
So they got the lead in the 8th, the bottom of the 8th. They gave it
Yep.
up to tie in the
Blew
9th.
it.
Then they were
Then they
down
blew
in
it
the
again.
10th.
They blew it
But the batters do what they do in San Bernardino.
and they
Scored
still won
runs.
that ball game. Wow. That's crazy. Bongo Luolango had 3 RBIs. Vanderbilt at the bottom, 2 hits and 4 ribbies there for him. He's probably your hitter of the day for SB. For Dallas, it is Krustis, 2 RBIs, and 2 RBIs as well. 2 for Bodnar, I should say, as well. And 3 hits from the guy above Bodnar, because Danny went away just as I was looking for his name. Tosin, 5 2/3, 4 earned. Dirk Diglett, 6 innings, 6 earned. Win goes to Branson, loss goes to Weak Ball, blown save goes, though, to LaCroix. And Joshua Vanderbilt is your player of the game. Chicago and SCSS. State College wins 4-1. Eagle Eyes, 3 RBIs. Benny Picone, 2 hits. He was the only guy that had multiple hits because as a team, they only had 4. Let's go down to the pitching. Nico Baldelli had a much better outing than the first time we saw him today. 7 innings pitched and 1 earned run. Tony Gunk, 4 2/3, 3 earned. Baldelli is your player of the game. Laurel's got the save, by the way. We don't really have to look at the now. Fine. 6-5 loss, Kansas City. Pitching lets him down here. 1 bad inning for Mark Murley, and then 1 bad inning for the bullpens, all it took. Spock and Milo and Shapiro both had 2 hits, 2 RBIs for Milo. Nice games there from the Dillos batting order. They had 10 hits. Kansas City, they had 10 as well. Batista had 2, and so did Santana Cruz, as did Ernie Witt. Excuse me. Let's go down to the pitching. Mark Murley, 5 2/3, 4 earned. Reed, 1 2/3, 2 earned. Straight gas when we did get the blown save. Let up inherited runners on first and third and let the runners score. Barron, 5 innings, 4 earned. And Shapiro is your player of the game. Anchorage and Louisville. This one ends. No, I'm sorry. We watched that game. I needed to look at Brew City and Kingston. Brew City wins. Oh, hey, it's a walk-off
you
2-run
didn't think it happened.
by batter in the 9th. Yeah, I did not. I certainly didn't. You were right about that. I think it's pretty obvious who your big hitter of the day is for Brew City. It's batter who batted that 2-run home run. Kingston didn't do much. Well, really, neither side did much. Only 6 and 5 hits. Let's go down to the pitching. Certainly a pitcher's duel. By Thomas Thursday, pitching on a Thursday. Hey,
We
finally.
did it.
I've been waiting to say Thursday pitching on Thursday forever. 5 1/3, 1 earned. Harry Ball, 7 1/3, 1 earned. Matty DiFerrari blows the save. Harry Ball's your player of the game, but your real player of the game is Thomas Thursday, who started on a Thursday finally. Didn't get the win, but I'm going to take it.
And Ruth Heater Ginsburg beamed someone. I hope it wasn't a fastball because she throws 100 plus.
Probably not. Probably fine.
Injuries are off.
Yeah, doesn't matter anyway. Just a little problems for future Heater when somebody comes back mad. Death Valley will be going away happy from this one. Sarasota, what the heck was that noise?
I promise I'm not watching the Caps in the background.
Sarasota will be going away unhappy from this one, though, as they get beat 6-1. Holden Afart, 2 RBIs and a little smattering of RBIs here between Love, Lefebvre, and Cologne. Only 1 RBI from EO Torrent. That's it there, as Danny mercifully destroys his keyboard. And we go to the pitching. Sims, 6 1/3, 1 earned. Torkelton, come on, please, thank you. 4 and 2/3 earned. Sorry, I'm very clearly having some internet issues at the moment, so it's grainy as all get out. Greg Maddux Jr. gave up 2 earned. That certainly didn't help. Justin Sims, your player of the game. 8-6 is the win for OBS. Yeah, seriously, I'm like waiting like 5 seconds whenever you change screens for it to like unpixel. I don't know what's going on.
I can probably take
2
over here
hits
for
for
you if you need.
Yeah, I mean, I can barely even see anything. My internet is doing dumb things.
We just have some few
If you
box
don't mind.
scores left to go. So we'll talk about Tyler Swift, 3 for 5, 2 runs. We'll talk about Farley Hank, 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. And the 2 for 4 from Riverboat with 3 RBIs. We'll also look at the Vancouver side of things. A couple of 2-hit days for Lodge and Sessions. On to pitching, Domingo Pozo, 6 innings, 4 runs, and none of them earned. Ouch. He gets the win, though. That'll take the sting off. Hold for Sigripper, hold for 43, save for Bidden Caden. On Vancouver, Kai gets the loss, 2.2. He gave up 6. Pozo is going to be our player of the game. The Voyagers took down the Stars on the road, 7-4. We'll check out the batters here. A 4 for 4 day for Grant Iridian with 2 RBIs. That's a good day. That should be player of the game. Might even tie a regular season record there. We're looking at, on the Nashville side, nothing nearly as exciting. Maybe the 2 for 5, the 2 for 4. There's an RBI on the 2 for 5. Hard to say. Meanwhile, it's going to be Slothface taking the win. Pitching, he gave up 4 runs, 2 of those earned. Lots of unearned runs coming today. Graves going to take the hold. Miller the save. Barack Obama, his 5th loss on the year, 6 earned over 4.1. Grant Iridian is our player of the game. Who saw that one coming? Speaking of Grant Iridian, his former team is going to take a loss. The Demons will lose to the Apex here as they're now within 1 game of each other. The
Let's
Apex
go.
winning 7-3. Taking a look at the hitting, it's a multi-hit day for Herrera and Hood, each of them tallying an RBI. Meanwhile, on the Indianapolis side of things, Bauer had a big game, 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Pitching-wise, it's going to be Kid Carsey. He went 6 and gave up 3. Not a bad start. Ricky Vaughn shows some of his former starting ERA when he gets just 1 out and gives up 4. Tim Galvin was clean, though.
Wow. That was kind of a nasty burn on your GM.
He's always mean to Danny B. I feel like I can give him one.
Yeah,
But
Danny
I mean,
B's hitting over 250. I mean, I think we
and
might have to resend the season at this point.
and Ricky Vaughn's got a 3.5 ERA, so both of us have gone from absolute flops to actually.
I don't know if it's riches, but
Yeah.
productive baseball players.
They went from terrible to like, hey, I would have that guy in my lineup. That's not that bad.
Yeah.
Above replacement level. That's all I'm looking for here. Speaking of above replacement level, far above replacement level is Dangly. 6.1 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. His ERA 2.8. Belenos also. They actually have identical ERAs at 2.84. He went 1.2, gave up 1. Anthony Bauer is going to be the player of the game. Where are we at? We're at Crabs and Raptors, and the Raptors will absolutely blow this game up. 15 hits to 3. That is 5 times the hits. That is more than 5 times the runs. I'd like to do some quick maths here. I'm not even going to talk about Providence's batting. There's nothing to say. Hit for everyone but Johnny Pluto. A multi-hit game for more players than not. So we'll look to the 3 RBIs from Connor McDavid and say that's a pretty good job there. On to Providence.
He had one heck of a sim.
He did.
Hit its 200th homer. I think I saw another one. He had 2 in that game. I think I saw another one after that, and he's had RBIs in a lot of games.
Hit a home run and a double here too.
4th, at least.
Casey getting their 10th loss, 6 earned runs over 4. Jackson Wooler takes a win. He only earned 2 over 5.2, and LeBlanc gets a 10-out save. Finn Reese is going to be our player of the game.
That is one heck of a save.
Foxes and Toros. The Toros will win here at home. They will shut out the Foxes, only allowed 2 hits. So looking at Kashima, both hits coming for Hunter. I thought I wouldn't have anything to say about them, but good job, Hunter. On the Cancun side of things, hits for pretty much everyone but Anderson and Chungus. We'll look at RBIs. 3 RBIs on 1 hit for LaFleur. I wonder, 3-run home run against Atsuko Rune, who I believe retired this week.
No,
Isn't that Emmy? Didn't Emmy retire?
I don't think so.
I could be wrong.
I keep getting told Emmy is going to retire, but I'm pretty sure that she didn't.
Fair enough. Nope. Okay, maybe next week.
Leaks, HO leaks.
I mean, I don't know anything about Emmy's retirement plans from my time in HO.
Well, no, I'm saying you leak, so
Fair enough. Either way, 5 innings pitched, match that with 5 earned runs. 69 pitches is pretty nice. On to Cancun. Arian 6-6 with 6 innings pitched plus 2 outs. 7 strikeouts, gave up nothing. Castillo didn't give up anything either, and Mac Arian's going to be our player of the game. And our final game for today is going to be the Sloss and the Rugers. Sloss take a win here, 5-4. I think the Sloss have won this series now, but don't quote me on it. Looking at the hits, multi-hits for Matata and Stan Antonio, 2 RBIs for Abbott, 2 for 3 for Snake and Bonanza, and 2 for 4 for Johnny times 2 with an RBI. On to the pitching, Greer gets a win, 10-5, 6.2 innings pitched, gave up 4. Esteban Rodriguez Jr. throws 7 clean outs, got 3 strikeouts, didn't give up a run. Nakamura, no decision, 4 earned over 5. Salchicha, the loss. Richie Bonanza, player of the game. And we started on the minors, but I like to double check things. We'll finish the day up. I'm going to bring my notepad up. This is the last day, and it looks like there's no games scheduled for the majors, so we will quick sim the minors. We're going to start with the Mounties and the Bears. If the Bears win this one, they will tie the Mounties, and the Bears will win this one
Will they?
3-2.
They will.
They scored all of their runs in the 6th, as the Bears seem to love to do, is just score all their runs in one inning and then call it a day. But when it works out, I don't mind. We'll look at
Do you mind when it doesn't?
I do. We'll look at Tex Walker's 2 RBIs as the only thing of note for Kingston. Meanwhile, for Brew City, and I have said this a few times, but 2 for 4 for Sender. Sender is having a sim. 3 RBIs for Batter, who was our player of the game.
Well, I do think everybody is having a sim.
That's true. I will say I don't think the Brew City Bears the sim I've noticed our averages are trending up. It's nice to see a lot of our players are updating. It's nice to see the averages reflect that. Moving on down, Tom Riddle. Maybe that's part of why our averages are trending up. The knuckleballer. Everyone loves to throw shade at the knuckleballer. I might as well hop on the train. 5.1 innings.
Getting destroyed.
Gave up 3. I actually want to say that's one of Tom Riddle's better starts. Ian the Igloo also gave up 2, I should say, in 4.2. So it's not like Ian had a better sim. But the bullpen came in and locked it down. Bumbles, Goozer, and Cheeks with the win, hold, and save, respectively. Bobby Batter, another player of the game for him.
I know you wanted to do, and I know Bumble isn't, or at least I don't think so, but I know you wanted to do Beer Bay.
I'm sorry?
Kiwi just threw a no-hitter.
Yes. Yes, he did. So we'll look at Amarillo's side of things, and 10 strikeouts is the only thing I can note there.
6 walks, so it wasn't a perfect game, but Kiwi just threw a no-hitter. I must alert the locker room. I will be back.
Excellent. Looking at Kansas City, I won't talk about the batters too much. We just have the top 3 all getting a hit, scoring 1 run, which is all they need, and we have to look at this. Kiwi Mace didn't throw a no-hitter. Fatia came out. Kiwi and Fatia, 130 pitches. Kiwi couldn't keep going.
Oh, okay.
So it's a combined no-hitter for Kansas City with Mace and Fatia. The Kiyotaka, the K's getting some K's between the two of them and combining for a no-hitter. 6 walks, 9 K's, nice for sure. Thank you, Beaver.
Always damn right, man. Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah, I mean, I think 130 is like the Sims pitch limit.
Oh, it is. You're right.
Looks like we're gonna have a box score bet for Dallas and San Bernardino when we get there. I will make a pause before we get there. Amarillo, meanwhile, Mountain gave up the run, 5.1 innings pitched, and that's all it took to get the loss in this one. So just huge congrats to Mason Fotia for combining 143 pitches between the two of them, 10 strikeouts, 6 walks, and 0 zilch, no hits. I'm
Sorry
gonna.
if I blew out anybody's headphones, but I didn't see the pitch count at first, and I thought I thought the game stole a no hitter for Kiwi, and I was gonna lose my mind.
Yeah, just that. I mean, it kind of did.
Yeah, but
Um,
130 pitches is the Sims limit, and at that point, how much does your arm hurt?
so we're gonna let Yahamas just put the prediction up. Dallas and San Bernardino. You can bet on the winner.
Want to go around the rest while we're doing that?
Yeah, we can go ahead and do
Probably
another
should.
one. We'll just skip ahead to the Kingpins and the Swifties. We'll come back to that one. We're going to quick play Kingpins and Swifties, and the Kingpins will win 8-5 on the road, 15 hits to 9. Looks like 3 for 4 for Scary Terry, 3 for 5 for Sandwiches with 2 RBIs. Meanwhile, for State College, a couple of multi-hit games. We'll look at the 2 RBIs of Fox and the 2 hits. That's a big one there. I believe that's Alex F's newer create. It's going to be
Beaver, put all your channel points on the Dynamos.
It's going to be Benson taking the win, 10-2 on the year, 5 innings pitched he gave up to Caledon Stormbless with the hold. That new book just came out, and I just started reading it. Sky with the save, 7th on the year. Bolt Jr. takes the loss. He gave up 3 over 5.2, excuse me. And Pork Chop Sandwiches will be our player of the game. The bet is concluded. The San Bernardinos have a 69% lead. Nice.
Nice.
And we're gonna warm it up. We're gonna go some circles and come on.
Oh, it was Michael. Well, it was
There it
Pete
is.
Silva.
And the Dynamos win it. So if you put money
Damn.
on the Dynamos, you're in for a payday.
All right, well there goes all the points I made tonight. Back down to 10K I go.
Some happy number ones in the chat.
Shoo, you let me down again.
Shu does love to let people down.
Yeah, he does, especially his fans.
For you Dallas bettors, your heroes consist of Edwards, who went 2 for 3 with 2 runs and 2 RBIs. Bodnar, who went 2 for 4 with 2 runs and 2 RBIs, and Hafner, who went 4 for 5 with a run and 2 RBIs. You owe your channel points to those fine players. Meanwhile, for San Bernardino, if you bet on them, you can go ahead and blame Bongo Luongo, or Rodriguez, or Rembeverwinkle.
Or all of them.
Miles Ahead, 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs and 2 runs. I wouldn't blame Miles Ahead, per se.
No.
Pitching, Michael Knight Ryder got the win. Should have noted who the starter was. As he's 7-6 on the season. I thought he'd be better than that because, well, I guess 5 ERA. I don't know. It's hard. I don't even know what a good ERA in the minors is. I feel like 4 is a good ERA in the minors if you're a starting
basically.
pitcher.
I mean, especially if it's like, even if it's like your second or third season, that's still good.
Right. So Barton's going to take the save, 3 innings pitched, none earned. Bill the Hill, the loss, 2.2 innings, gave up 8. So okay, if you were looking for someone to blame on San Bernardino, you can probably put it on those 8 runs from Bill the Hill. And Matthew Edwards will be our player of the game. Yeah, 2 for 3 with the 2 runs and the 2 RBIs. And our last box score of the day, the moment you've all been waiting for, it is the Wheelers and the Lemurs. I'm going to save it because why not? We're going to quick play it and we're going to hit the box score. It's the Lemurs winning 3-2, 7 hits to 6. Checking out the hit column, it is Ray 2 for 4 with no RBIs. The RBIs going to Franco and Fisher. For Louisville, Poutine having himself a game, 3 for 3, 2 RBIs and a run. He was a part of every single run the Lemurs had in their victory. Pitching Toasties, the lost 3 earned over 7. Oh no came out and pitched a clean inning. Warner with the win, 6.1 innings pitched. He gave up 2. Krat with the hold and McFraud with the 15th save. Maxto Poutine is our player of the game. And that should do it for today.
Yes, and I sorry, Danny, I had to carry them last couple of days because my internet decided to just tell me to go stick it.
That's all right. That happens. I meant to
Didn't want
click
to work.
standings. We'll have to check out the standings here
I'll
after a
run them
sim.
down for you.
Go for it.
San Bernardino still on top of the Miners. I don't think anybody expected any less. But what I am kind of surprised at is not that Anchorage, Chicago, Kansas City, and Dallas are all in the playoffs, but that it's Chicago that is technically in that P2 spot right now. The space between buy and no buy is not very big. P2 right now, all separated by one game. Dallas tied with Chicago, Kansas City, and Anchorage tied together as well, and they're just a game back. And by the way, it's 6 deep. So the Dillos are in as of right now. And I think in the minors this year, it's pretty much clear. We know who the playoff teams are. State College and Kingston and Louisville and BCB are not going to make it. Even as bad as Amarillo has played, it's going to be the Dillos, the Hepcats, the Wheelers, the Dynamos, the Kingpins, and the 66ers. You know the 66ers are going to be in the top spot. The question is, what is the order going to be? And if you're San Bernardino, you have an active rooting interest in the Dillos starting to win baseball games because they beat you in last year's playoffs, and they are the one team that is designed to beat what you are designed for. So there is nothing more the 66ers would love than to see Dillo wins coming.
Yeah, it's certainly the Dillos' spot to lose. A good final sim from State College or Louisville could get them there, but I think the Bears and Mounties are all but eliminated.
But you got to have 6 here. You're going to have to make up 6 someplace, which is going to be incredibly hard to do in a very top heavy minors this year.
It's true. Down but not out, I will say. I should have stayed on standings because actually now we want to take a peek at the majors. As we start to get towards playoff time, you can see
Outer
magic
Banks
numbers
is
getting
still
smaller
leading
and
the
smaller.
East, which I'm surprised at. New Orleans is there at 40 wins now. Then Indy, New York. I guess at this point, New York's just not going to wake up because they are above 500 now, but you keep waiting for New York to go on some crazy win streak and the bats and the pitching to actually start showing up like it should, and I guess they're just not going to at this point. Sarasota way under 500 now. Providence and Cancun not having good years out west. I thought Nashville was going to be very good, and I said this at the end of the last sim too. I thought they were going to be very good, but I didn't think they'd lead the division, even if it's only by one game over San Antonio. I did not think Death Valley would be up to scratch with San Antonio, but they are. They're just a game back. Detroit 39 and 33. Vancouver, same thing. The Vandals are still hanging around. Boise and Kashima are not, and your wild card is tight.
Yeah,
San
the
Antonio's
Apex.
in first. San Antonio's in first, followed by Death Valley and New Orleans, and then those last spots or that last spot, yeah, that is tight. Detroit and Vancouver is tied. Indy is one game out.
The Supernovas and Raptors are certainly running out of time here, and the Raptors having traded Steve Iso
To Indy,
seemingly out of it.
That's kind of and I think this is kind of I mean, at least in my opinion, and I said this so in my season predictions. One of the very few things for my season predictions that went right is this: Connor McDavid is retiring, and I think the Iso trade is the final full admission that the competitive window that the Raptors had is finally done, and it was a good competitive window, some fun upsets, but the Raptors are headed back or headed not back, but headed for a rebuild here. I think very soon, and this year the acceleration of that with Indy and Vancouver and Detroit getting so much stronger. Yeah, I think this will be really interesting, especially if New York, because New York, I believe, has a very easy schedule right at the end. Like literally the last 3 series. So it's going to be really interesting to see if New York wakes up at the end and that's a 4-horse race and they're all separated. That might be one of them things where playoff Saturday is focused around 4 teams in the majors. Oh, and by the way, you have 1 game separated minors races the whole time too.
It does feel like you kind of want to give an edge to some of those East teams in that close race, like the Voyagers, just because you have to imagine their schedule is going to be a little bit easier than a team like the Demons, who have to play more games against the Sloths.
Well,
Or games
actually, here's the
against
thing.
Death Valley.
the last sim of the year for Indy in particular. I know this because looking at this, chatting with the GM Miss Obvious last night. Last two series of the year for Indy, Death Valley and San Antonio. So, in all realism, Indy needs to get probably 2, maybe even 3 games ahead
Yeah, for
before
sure.
we get to the last. Now they're 6th in power rankings right now. Like that means anything. But let's see here. September. San Antonio on the road and DVS at home. Now DVS is at home, but that doesn't help you really much. So you need to have a 2 or 3 game lead because going 0 for 6 there is a distinct possibility. But they do have a quite easy month of August. So for Indy, your money that'll be decided by final sim. If Indy is still out of it in the final sim, if they don't rip up a fairly easy month of August, except for right at the very end, they'll be out of it. This is the last 5 series for Indy. At Nashville, home OBX, home Sarasota, at San Antonio, home DVS. So really, actually, Indy probably needs to get solidly into the playoffs at the end of this week or they're in deep, deep trouble.
I will say it's not a ton better for the Demons. We do have at Cancun, which is nice, but then we're at the Vandals, who are right neck and neck with us. Then we're at OBX. Then we're at Kashima, which is nice, but then we're at the Sloths ourselves to end the season. So definitely two easy series, one medium series, and 2 hard series. I guess it's
Yep.
not so
Vandals
bad.
last 5, as long as we're going through those and looking ahead here. Vandals last 5 is home Detroit, at New York, home Boise, at Cancun to end the year. So that's a very good end of the season for it's particularly again that last sim, them last couple of series, and I will take a look at New York as we have 73 people hanging out for the postseason talk here. End of the New York schedule, your last 5 sets is home New Orleans, home Vancouver, at Cancun, at Kashima. So again, New York, if you can just survive long enough to that final week, you can make it because you have a very easy schedule. But you just have to survive and hang around, whereas Indy absolutely must take a playoff spot coming into probably that last 2-3 sims.
The Voyagers have a week that it's 3 versus the Apex and then 3 versus the Demons, and it feels like that week is gonna be the biggest week of
And
the
if you go
season.
500 in that week, you're okay because
Maybe if
you
you
have
lose
the
all
easy end.
3 to the Apex and then win all 3 against the Demons, you might be in trouble. You need to win one of those series and split the other, or as
Yeah.
close as you can.
Well, I'd rather actually, if we're talking about that, I'd rather win the Demons games because I think it is much more likely that if you lose to Indy, that Indy just falls out of their own merit than Detroit falling out of their own merit. It's going to be weird.
Well, we're updating here. I do look forward to the future streams. We're off tomorrow. We'll be back Saturday, and then next week is usually my favorite week of the season because I'm not usually in the playoffs, but I do thoroughly enjoy watching the playoff race. If the Demons are in the playoffs, it should be exciting. Danny B is kind of a minor league postseason legend. I'm hopeful that will transition into the majors. He's having himself a season. In the regulars, I'd love to see that get even better in the postseason.
And we'll, I think, come the end of playoff race week, I will come up with an email account and try and fool Adobe into giving me another free trial for the World Series, if indeed we do have that stream.
Did this update 47 and 25? Yeah, it did. Okay. I don't know why that didn't look right to me. Oh, I don't know. I'm blind. We're good. I had a mild panic there, but we are in good shape.
You didn't delete the index again, did you?
I didn't. I don't know if you have any parting shots, anything you want to say.
This was a great first time streaming.
I think you did great. You're a natural at this. It
Yeah, thank
really
you.
feels like you have about 2 to 3 seasons experience.
Something like that. I think it's 2. No, 3. Because I did do a co-stream with you my first season.
Exactly. So that's why I said 2 to 3. I don't know if we count that or not.
Yeah, so it's like 2.5 technically. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and say as my final parting shot to you, thank you all for coming out to a 3-hour stream, and it looks like we hung pretty dadgum well throughout most of it. Got a little stronger as we went there with the viewers, so thank you all so much. I really hope Teacup wound up making a player. I have to look out for them. And everybody, I'm gonna say have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a good night, and bye bye, everybody.
I'll say a pleasure as always. I started the stream with 14,000 channel points. I now have 7,000, so
Good job.
I hope you all enjoy my channel points because I don't have them anymore, and you do. So with that, have a good evening, everyone. We'll see you Saturday.